See, man, hopefully we don't get too much, not too much crazies today, man. But I think I know this one cat not letting bed bugs on Trudy back on. You think he slipped? Okay, out there, party people. Free Cypher, a lot you in early today. Kasim, a lot you in early today. Wait for a couple more people to come in. But like I said, we're going to deal with that topic of our knowledge and our culture. See, there's a little bit of a reality there that you got to pay attention to in order to keep yourself straight and keep yourself on the right path. You said you came in the other day and built for your flag. I remember when I went to build for my flag, right? It was one of them things where, I'm elevating my lessons and everything. So really at the time, I wasn't even thinking about it. But I had got to one of you guys like, yo, God, you want to build and get your flag? So I was like, yeah, no doubt and shit, right? So I go by myself though. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys. So it's like one of the things though where I tell everybody, yeah, I'm going to get the flag, right? So I get down there and so yeah, he asked me agrees, asked me about the flag and everything. I know all of that, but it's, at the time, it's other questions. You know what I mean? He asked me the lessons, but he asked me some history and all of that. And so he asked me when Allah was born. And I had said 1929, because at the time it was, with these plus lessons. That's why you gotta watch those. that said Allah returned in 1969 at the age of 40. And so if you count back to 1969, right? If he returned in June of 1969, I mean, he's born, they already passed, right? So he was born in 1929 and shit, you know what I mean? But, fortunately, the guy that I got the flag, he knew me and he knew, that lesson was circulating and a lot of people had that misunderstanding. You see what I'm saying? So he just told me he was right and exact and gave me the flag and shit. You know what I mean? But I just remember when I said 1929 and he said now Cypher, how my heart just dropped and shit. You know what I mean? And in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, G, can't go back uptown without this flag. But shit, that's the story of me getting my first pin. That was my first pin. Before we had the pins, we had the patches because nobody was making the pins at that time, at least that I knew. So we found this place where they can make these leather, like at the time, those medallions, like the African and Jamaican medallions and all of that, that was popular. But we had the universal flag and shit. We used to be crazy, man. Like I remember, look, when I first found out, right, that, if you got a flag, you gotta have your name in it. But at the time, we didn't know how to go to the jeweler and get your name put in it. So we scratched our name in with nails and shit. You know what I'm saying? But look, that right there was one of the things where, look, when brothers see us with that shit, they was like, yo, y'all are brothers, man. These motherfuckers right here. These niggas right here is serious, man. I'm talking about all over, so when we had those flags. Ah, man. Those are the days, man. What we got here? District 120. Smell goods. What you said, infamous stuff about the flag. See, let me tell you something about that stuff. Look, like I said, people say what they want to say. You know what I mean? My point is that, a lot of this is we discussing legalities of this and the legalities of that. I'm not going to be discussing legalities with somebody that's a scammer. Like that's number one. And listen, this is the bottom line, right? He ain't explaining what he's saying. He's just saying he's right, and that's what it is, right? This is just my point of view. This is not saying he needs to stop doing what he's doing and do what he's doing, right? But if you saw the application and everything, right? It said that the first use of the flag was 1995. I can tell you for a fact that is a lie. I had it way before 19. That story I just told you, that happened in the 80s.
You said the first use of the flag?
1995.
Like when it was created?
Look, I can't quote what it said. I don't have it memorized. But it said that it's from 1995. The only thing I can ascertain is maybe that's when he got the knowledge in 1995. So he said the first time he started using it. What about the rest of us? Anytime you file some type of paper for property, real property, real estate, intellectual property, whatever it is. Really, anything you're doing with the government, right? They ask you, what is your relationship to this business? Are you the owner, the legal representative of the owner, the heir of the owner, you the child of the owner, relative, whatever you put there to make that application go through was a lie. Anytime you fill out a government paper, right? At the point where you're supposed to sign it, it says something in the nature, depending on the place where you go, right? That I acknowledge that everything in here is true. From what I know, my knowledge is that all of the stuff that I put in here is true. Some of them even say under penalty of perjury, give you the code and the statute and everything. When you signed that, you knew that you had lies in your what's your name? In the shit that you filled out. And that's just two I recall off the top of my head. So you can't turn around now and lecture me about legalities. Because you're going to talk about somebody stealing the flag, and to make your point, you stole the flag. So I don't, I don't have time for that. I got supreme knowledge. See, let me tell you where that whole thing went wrong, G. I give you another example, G. One time, we was in the bar, right? And a discrepancy arises over who's supposed to be playing pool next, right? So there's a discussion where we go on through the steps. Like, okay, look, this happened, and then that happened. You know what I mean? Look, I put my money right here. This, In the midst of that, the dude picks the ball up and puts it in his pocket, the white ball. See, you changed everything now, B. Let's see, we was discussing this like civilized people, man. Put the ball back. He put the ball back. We ended up getting banned from that bar for a while. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We ended up.
Can't do nothing.
Yeah. So see, that's how that happened right there. Where it's like, okay, if you're saying that we need to copyright for whatever purposes, okay, we can discuss that. But then you just went in, and now it's in your possession. And you get to say what we're gonna do with it. So now, what is the thing, so now you're the one who has to approve who keeps the flag forever, because right now you got it. See, all that shit is fraudulent, B. So you can't lecture me about the law, because that's in the law. See, that's why you never heard a person get convicted, right, for stealing drugs. Because the first person wasn't supposed to have the drugs. So how can the law enforce you doing some illegal shit? They say when you come into court, you gotta have clean hands. Your hands is filthy. So I don't have nothing to say about that. Not that, I mean, if he wants to clarify, yeah, we could build, but in terms of that, going back and forth with that, look, if Infinite is capable, you know what I'm saying, of handling himself with that. You said I seen an old clip when you were building on the Brownsville method. Then you said that here it's only 5 of us. We doing that now. So where is the here? The flag with the black background. That was given to me. I'm trying to recall who gave it to me. But see, people give me flags all the time. But that one was given to me. Yeah, it's not still in the air. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that's still in the air. So ain't nobody thinking about that. Like I said, you know, the only stress was that you made a move where all of a sudden you got the understanding, you got the best part, you got the treasure, bitch. And for us to say we got it, we gotta go through you for something that we was under the impression was ours the whole time. So yeah, that's gonna cause, you know what I mean? But other than that, yo, look, he got, you know, he do his school and his teaching and all of that, his Black history. You know, let me tell you something. How long you had it now?
In January.
Okay, since January. So what you don't know, right? People that been on here a while could tell you is that Saladin came on this show. I interviewed Saladin on this show about his accomplishments and the good things he was doing. To see any type of, you know, yo, you got something against me and all that, that's bullshit, bro. I treat you the same way I treat anybody, man. See, like I said, good equality and bad equality in a small world.
Do you know why the company that we first went through to get our flags designed, why they stopped making it for us?
The city did that.
Yeah.
I think people just stopped going through them to get it. Like, you know, anytime people getting something manufactured, you know, you trying to get the best price, most convenient place, the quickest turnaround and all of that. So I think they just, but I recall sometimes, a couple times, right? Because, you know, when people get their flags or whatever, I guess they get a mold made. I never manufactured the flag, you know what I'm saying? And I do recall people saying that, yeah, this is from the original mold. We went to that same company. You know what I'm saying? You know, during my time in the knowledge. And, you know, I recently recall somebody saying, but, you know, it wasn't like no, you know, we was cut off from the relationship somehow. People just was getting them, whoever they was getting. You said, could a person do something as such to prove a point? We talking about do something like what? Okay, so you behind the wall, Kasim. But listen, that's, you know, that's one of the things you could do to you know, at least make some use of that time. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of the improvements you can make, you know, on yourself, man, is, you know, studying those lessons, man, and getting the blessings out of it. You know, that, you know, just that y'all there, right? Now you gotta remember that, you know, the fact that y'all together, right? See, if y'all quoting the lessons and going through them, that's part of the Brownsville method. Is that see as you going through just life in general. You know what I'm saying? And you come into tune with brothers and y'all having ciphers, you know what I mean? And you going through today's degree, you know what I mean? Let's say it's 5 of y'all, right? Now y'all might see each other all at the same time. But see, if you see them at separate times, then you're supposed to have quoted today's degree 5 times. See, like when we out here in the world, sometimes, we moving and shaking. Gotta go to work. So I might see the guy and say, peace. You see, when you got that type of time, you're in high school or whatever, and yeah, everybody I see. We gonna have to go through it, bro. You know what I mean? Forget about yesterday. Divine understanding programmed by society. You never finished telling me yesterday what would be the significance, right, of if they made a movie about love. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is what I'm saying. I'm not even saying this from the standpoint of telling you that it's wrong. I'm saying from the standpoint that, look, I didn't see Wakanda. What's the name of the movie? That's the name of the play.
Black Panther?
Yeah, I ain't seen Black Panther. Hey, everybody's running all around like, yeah, Black Power. This is it now. Next year, we're going to be on top of this thing. Hey, bro, TV is not real. It's not real and shit. I'm not telling you if it's real to you, then explain to me how it's real. I'm just saying it's not real to you. So the stuff that's on there, I don't take it like, yeah, this is stuff we supposed to really be applying to reality. Like, look, another story. I guess this is becoming story night. I knew a kid, he was in my class up to like the 2nd and 3rd grade, right? And he really thought he was Spider-Man. Like listen, to the point where I seen him lose fights, right? Because in the midst of the fight, he tried to do his webs. Hey, look, and then I seen him get off the ground looking at his shit like, yo, what happened? How my shit failed? Like when he used to run with his hands like this and shit, like Spider-Man and everything. Shit. He really thought he was Spider-Man. I seen him hurt himself a couple times, jumping off some shit, and he really thought that. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess maybe that experience showed me at an early age that, yeah, this stuff is real. This stuff is not real. This is not for us to be looking at and then doing this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Some things, as far as I'm concerned, they don't say that no more. But back in the days, they used to show you shit on TV and tell you, don't try this at home. You see what I'm saying? So there's that factor, because I thought about that afterwards, after the live stream, and I was like, maybe that got something to do with it too. Is that, see, in this era right now, right, we need a time of look, like Saladin said, content, right? Where if it's not on social media, then it ain't really happen. See, I'm from the era where the revolution will not be televised. Like, we're not going to be looking at TV or the movies to get our cues about this. You see what I'm saying?
I say that, like, I prefer a documentary, something that's more like accurate,
Yeah,
in terms of like what happened and how the nation started.
You hit another thing on the head, is that, see, movies and shit and TV like that is particularly medium, right, where you can't really tell real stories because it's got to come across on the medium. You see what I'm saying? And so, in order to illustrate certain things to the audience who's not a part of what we do, you got to put shit in there that didn't really happen.
Like dramatize.
You're right. You got to dramatize this shit. And so, yeah, you're gonna, all those, for all those reasons, I'm not gonna help them with that script. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody makes them, I'm not gonna hunt them down, but they don't have any. I don't. So the person asks if opposite and what prevents one from doing what they choose in the life of being God? Who makes the final decisions? If y'all all God or some reverse psychology type of way in showing improvement. Well, here's the deal. See, we all got supreme mathematics. See, we're not doing things because the Pope says it's okay. We're not doing things because the Imam said it's okay. We're not doing things because Darkim Be Allah says right and exact. We're doing it because we can show and prove it's the right thing through supreme mathematics. That, this person, that's their way of life. You see what I'm saying? This is one of the examples what I'm saying. See, a person can know that the black man is God, right? But if that's their culture, that's, when I by culture, I mean your morals and your ethics, then you're not going to be successful living this out. See, that's we're getting to the point now. And my understanding said that's why I appreciate biographies. It tells the story from the beginning most times. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, see, now when you make the movie, right, what you going to lock in on?
Like which frame of time?
Yeah, because see, let me say, for example, right, all of our dietary law don't necessarily come from the Muslims. Some of it comes from a large history on farms and shit before he came to New York.
Like which one?
Greens and all that stuff like that.
Come on, calorie?
Yeah.
Wasn't that also in How to Eat to Live?
Yeah. But he experienced that himself before that. See, when he's saying that fish is brain food and all this stuff like that, all that's not coming out of there. He didn't learn martial arts over there. See, that experience, not every brother had been around the world like that. And then to bring that experience of seeing all them different things to kids who might never left their neighborhood. So, is you going to tell that part? Or are you going to make it like a Junior Malcolm X story where everything is about some type of betrayal in the mosque or something? I guess that's what the author would have to decide on. This had to be an epic, one of those epic 5 hour
3-hour drama documentary.
So programmed by Society said, because Malcolm X played by Denzel Washington had a lot of us feeling some type of way. So imagine a movie about the father would do and how it would impact in a worldwide motion picture perspective. Okay, now you bring up a good point, right? And so now I gotta ask you. You said it had people feeling some type of way, right? So what kind of way was that? You can see this is another thing you gotta remember when by the time that comes out, I know 120. You understand what I'm saying? I think I'm already teaching at the school, but what year that movie came out?
Okay.
Yeah.
About to ask the best movie.
You know what I'm saying? But I remember going this so that 92, yeah, I was already teaching. Yeah, I definitely was, but shortly after seeing that movie, right? You know, the first thing it struck me, right, was you know, a little bit standoffish with the NOI. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like I was thinking about going in there, but it was one of the things like, yeah, you know, why would somebody go in there now? You know what I'm saying? If they did that to the greatest amongst them. You know what I'm saying? So there was that part. And there was also that you know, for me at least, right? That was the beginning of the commercialization of Malcolm X. So where now you see I see documentaries of Malcolm X where it's all white people talking. And they talking about how, you know, the NOI, you know, the doctrine was ultimately it was too limited for someone of a great mind, you know, and that's why, you know, eventually he came around to seeing that all of us white people were his friends. You know, stop it, Five. Shortly after that movie, right over there, between 125th Street and 126th Street, right? I seen a dude walking down the street with the X, right? Like Malcolm X. But the colors of the X was the United States flag. So see, this is what I'm just, you know, maybe it's a time thing. But I'm saying the impact that, you know, Malcolm X had, and then like that was something that in my opinion, they watered it down. They watered it down. You know what I mean? He became, you know, now you a commercial product in our grips, man. You see what I'm saying? The same thing like people be saying with hip hop. Like now this is a commercial product in our grips that we can control the story of and everything. You said so did Malcolm X find his power in the movie once he see how powerful his voice and movement became? Well, what are you talking about? Because you know in the movie I didn't see that part. I saw the whole movie, but I'm not whatever you're describing. When I saw the movie, I didn't perceive this description you give me right here happening. You said once he went to Mecca, he changed his perception once he seen Muslim of all races and colors. This is what I'm saying. It's the type of bullshit that happened with movies. And this is I'm not talking to you, but I'm just saying that's bullshit. He knew it was Muslims of all races already. Talking about. He knew it was all races in Mecca already. That's in the lessons. And you're not going to tell me that he went over there and seen the equality with those people and black people. You're not going to tell me that. So you went over there. Hold up. When you went over there, right, and they was being all friendly, did you tell them about the hundreds of years that they was doing the slave trade before the white people? Did you mention any of that? Did you say, yo, where's all those black people that y'all enslaved and brought up here? Where they at? What happened to them?
They go play at one of their brothers.
Man, listen. You know, that's what I'm saying. It gets dramatized, and then now we supposed to believe this bullshit.
So what do you think that he saw when he went to Mecca that made him change his perspective?
All right, so you got that's some internal NOI stuff.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Where they going back and forth and they making points and then they saying all types of stuff to make their point. You see what I'm saying? Where, you know, we seeing news stories, news clips. You see, Elijah and Malcolm knew each other personally. You see what I'm saying? You know how, like, look, two brothers is fighting. They ain't fighting over this thing that happened right here. See, they know each other personally. Whatever was that business, that was. But in terms of you telling me, you know, you can look over there right now. And at every point in history, you can look and see that. So I don't know what he's talking about. You know, he's saying whatever he's saying. He's talking to Elijah. Let's let them have anything. A song by RZA called "Sunlight" on 8 Diagrams. I don't think I listened to 8 Diagrams. You know, I definitely don't recall it song by song. Yeah, see, 793rd was around. He recalled, you know, about how that movie Malcolm X, right? You know, all the different commercialization of the story came about. You know what I mean? Once you got merch, you know what I mean? Like, what we gonna have the father-in-law action doll and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't need that.
Put in the avenues.
And Spike, he said commercialization came right after with the merch sold by Spike as the movie maker. With the last scene in the flick was of kids of all backgrounds saying, "I am Malcolm X." And, you know,
That's movie shit. Like that was made for the kids to be like, oh shit. I'm saying we're not the only ones going through struggle.
Jabbar said in Lagos the X Hats was. Oh man, that's crazy, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's how it goes out to the world. You know what I mean? Cross colors, make some X hats, and now you know it's a style. Look, when I was in Martin Luther King Day, right? They passed the law for Martin Luther King Day years before it got instituted as a day. You know what I'm saying? And I can't remember how to knowledge it, but it was something because you know it's a vote and shit, right? In Congress, so the shit happens in the daytime. So I think the principal might have came on a loudspeaker, right? And tells us that, yo, they just had to vote and they voted Martin Luther King Day birthday is going to be a national holiday, right? Yo, we elementary, I remember what grade I was in, right? And yo, the teacher just had this look on her face, man, where it was like, yo, and she was one of the teachers. She had that look on her face, everybody.
Please, Darkim.
Yes. So just from the look on her face and shit, I could tell, so then she waited till everybody stopped cheering, right? And then she was like, see, I think that's a good thing. But it's not. But at the time, we was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was some screw shit. What's wrong with you and shit? She was saying that now that they made it a national holiday, all of the meaning, everything that he lived and died for, people gonna forget about, and it's just gonna become a day off of school for y'all. You're not gonna think about none of the stuff that he was about and none of the stuff that he did. It's just gonna be a day off work. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, that's what it became. You know what I mean? You don't see nothing like, other national holidays, right? Western national, like they got the Thanksgiving parade come down Fifth Avenue. Do a parade go down the street that Malcolm X did the march on, Martin Luther King did the march on Washington. So you got Christmas parades, you got the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. I'm sure other cities got whatever it is, right? We right here. Martin Luther King Boulevard right there. But now those are just names on the sign. Especially now, because especially in Harlem, these are all new people. These ain't the same people. You see the picture of Malcolm X talking right there, right? Over there about where the state building is now. Malcolm X over there talking, and you can see the school and the projects right here in the background. You understand the picture here? So this is what I'm saying. Malcolm X was on the street. The people who was in the Harlem, they see Malcolm X. So yeah, that stuff meant something. Martin Luther King came here and marched and shit. People seen that. So the meaning of it to them, you know what I'm saying, and the message that they had, right, is intact. But once it comes commercial, man, it's a wrap.
Just one more name that can be monetized.
One more name. Okay. Look, I'm gonna make a request. I'm gonna make a request here. Never, ever, when speaking to me at least, put Malachi Z. York in the most honorable Mr. Elijah Muhammad's name in the same paragraph. Do not ever do that again when you speak to me. See, because look, I don't know if you know. I talk shit about the NOI, but those are my brothers. See, we can do that. See, if somebody else talks shit about the NOI, then the NOI ain't even got to worry about it. They know my sword is sharp. But don't. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to stop with these media reports here, man. You got to stop. Divine Reality said that's why movies say they are based on autobiography. It sets the tone for disclaimers. Phil G. So, because we got a little bit late start, so we can get into the topic now, right? Of our knowledge and our culture. See, does anybody see the distinction there? You see the distinction there?
So the knowledge would be us knowing that the black man is God, and then the culture would be us living it out.
Yeah, that's a part of it. See, this nation, right? We say it's from 1964, right? But this knowledge has no birth record. So see, like you're saying, right? This particular cycle of us, right, being the vanguard of living out the knowledge is occurring like this. In this particular way. We memorize lessons and quote lessons. We have certain principles about things that we do and certain things that we don't do. You see what I'm saying? And the distinction there, right, is, before you get to even the point of, us knowing the black man is God, right, and then the culture being that's living it out, right, is that, let's take the power degree, right, and the in the 1 in 10. That ain't started in 1964. It ain't started in 1931. It's not facts that we got a monopoly on. People don't got to come to us to find out that the earth is 196,940,000 square miles. Now, to find out how to use that knowledge, right, the way we do, right, and apply that knowledge, right, that's our culture. So see, even when you look at the lessons, right, the Muslims got those same lessons. But our ways is different. We don't wear bow ties. I mean, there's brothers that choose to do that. But that's not, we don't got attire like that. We don't have restrictive law. See, and those things is very important, right? Because see, there's a lot of people that got knowledge like us. But ain't nobody got culture like us. See, that's what people fuck up at. Where you try to live this out with a Egyptology, Egypt, you want to apply all the, see, in ancient Egypt, they had all the same things. And that's like saying, well, nah. Let them say what they saying. And we in our good time, we can say what we saying right now. See, here's a big difference. You can't fuck up the knowledge. But we can fuck this culture up. See, you can be religious and think that just because supreme mathematics is right and exact, right, that everything is going to come out right. That in the end, Jesus is going to come and handle all these devils, and it's going to be a grand jubilee, and then he's going to march everybody up to heaven. All the dead bodies are going to come out the ground and shit. You can think that. But see, the reality is, why you think Allah told him so many times, don't fuck up? That's telling you that it's a possibility that it could be fucked up. And the possibility must not be that small because of how many times and how many different ways he told them, don't fuck up. He impressed that on them so much that, listen, that came straight through the ages. Don't fuck up. You see how you fuck up, right? Is when you start adopting other morals and principles. When you start going back to other foundations. You see what I'm saying? When you don't respect that, what was born here, right, is we a complete culture. See, one is knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Everything grows from something else. What is that? So yeah, see, everything grows from something else, right? You see, this is how I've seen people get led in the wrong direction, right? Is that they'll come in, they'll say something like, yeah, well, the seven in the circle, the first person that had that is Noble Drew Ali. So then it's like, yeah, all right, okay. It's not like the seven. It's not, you got seven candles, seven seals. It's not like the seven has not been known, right, to be associated with the Most High. It's not like the circle and the square haven't been known as environments. Because like I said, the knowledge, all this came from the knowledge. The knowledge ain't come from all this. So now they tell you, well, yeah, because this knowledge right here is the same, you should be doing things the way we do them. And see, now you're trying to live out our knowledge according to somebody else's culture. See, that's where all of in the middle people came from. See, some people, you never lost the morals and the principles and the ethics from Christianity. So see, and not to harp on that, but see, that's one of the things about the movie and the Hollywood. Like, see, I don't value that. See, in every culture, right? People value stuff. But see, like for instance, right? Everybody didn't value gold as money. Some people just use it in ritual stuff. For really to say, yo, we doing trading with all these strangers, we don't even look at it like that. Because we got our own value system. But see what happens is people get that mixed up. People get that mixed up. People get on the internet, right? So you can get our knowledge on the internet. You can't get our culture on the internet. See, a person can tell you, yo, these brothers build on lessons. But until you see us in a cipher, how you know what that sounds like? How you know what I'm saying, all the different things that we do? See, that's culture. See, the culture is the actual experience. See, like Egyptology, they can decipher it, the words, but don't nobody know how to speak it. They can decipher the words, transliterated in English or whatever, but don't nobody know how it sounds speaking that language. Like in the 90s or the early 2000s, there was a lady in Australia that she was Aboriginal, right? And whatever was her native language that they were speaking before the Europeans came in, she was the last person that spoke that language. And so people was recording her speaking it in the hopes that the language wouldn't be lost. See, it's the same thing with the way we express these principles. Yeah, you're going to look and you're going to see, look, you can look at Buddhism, right? One time I was looking at Buddhism got, it's like, it's either 9 or 10 principles, right? And I think the first one is right knowledge. The second one is right action. And the third one is right understanding. But see, the way they live that out over there is a different type of way. See, when they get that knowledge, they go somewhere inside and meditate on it. And that's what they do. We ain't knocking that. I'm just saying that's not our culture. We go out in the street and let it make knowledge born. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got to climb 1,000 steps and walk the burning coals. See what I'm saying? Other places you go, you got to stay 35, 50 years. When you first met the brother, what he told you, you got it. You got the best part first. But that's our culture. That's how we do things. So see, like the brother said, yo, who tells everybody what to do if y'all all got, so you're not a part of our culture? Like even if you watch sports, right, it's things that they do, you're like, yeah, you're not a part of our culture, man. We do this. And see, that's what people don't understand. And see, when you try and live out our knowledge with other people's morals and ethics, right? Then you never understand. Like, look, this is one of the things, maybe that's what I was saying, how when I came, you had all these people thinking that it's different. I remember the first time somebody said, oh, you one of those traditional guys. What's that? You mean like I really don't eat pig and study my lesson? What's the traditional guy? What's that? You see what I'm saying? But what they mean is, we doing this with other ethics and morals. See, we doing this someplace where everything don't gotta be shown and proven. So if motherfuckers say, yo, The Lord came to me last night and told me to ask you for $20 for the class so that I can keep up the mission. See, how you gonna prove that that ain't happened? See, you now if you got those type of ethics and morals, now everything ain't subject to be shown and proven. You just came out and said something. Or because look, we go out in the street. It's resistance out there. Everybody don't want this knowledge to be known, and everybody don't want to know this knowledge. So we gotta know who each other is when we get out there. We gotta be on point. So that's a part of our coaching. VC Real, how about the Knicks? You know, I've been waiting on you. Hold up, everybody. I know who's on the roll, but we got my fellow Knicks fan up in here right now. You know what I mean? Hold on. Get you a round of applause. Let me get you a round of applause. Hey, man. See, they trying to take advantage of us right now because we got a lot of injuries on the team. But we're going to be right back at it. Don't worry about it. But like I was saying, yeah. So when somebody says traditional God, right? That's what they're saying is that they haven't been exposed to this culture. See, and that's the funny thing about that music shit. Is that even with the music, you're getting exposed to some wisdom. And then you got a lot of people that's trying to you're trying to decipher the wisdom from that. And see, without the culture, that's extremely difficult. You know, I would say impossible. I've never seen it done. Like I've never seen somebody, right, that never met one of us and was true and living. Like they never met. Look, at least you had to be in the NOI, bro, or something. But this ain't, look, you gotta learn how to do this. You gotta learn how to do this. You know what I mean? The same way of, all the elements of every other culture that you're a part of. You see what I'm saying? I mean, like, look, everybody here is you from someplace and is certain food, right? That the people make in the place that you're from. You gotta learn how to make that. See, if these people over here, if they culture, they fishermen, and these people over here, they culture, they farmers, right? They would have to, if you put this farmer out in the ocean, you gotta learn how to do that. See, it's not for you to go out on the ocean and tell a man, we need a shovel. Fuck are we gonna do with a shovel? And we fishing. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's what happens when a motherfucker comes out and you got all this freestyle shit, and you acting like we need that to be added on to the mathematics. Now it's right and exact. See, people that's new to this culture, they always do that. When they come and they be like, yo, all the stuff y'all saying, this is fly and shit, but look, just need to tweak that. So you just tweak that. If you tweak that right there, so I feel better about it, then it'll be righteous. How you got the solution to the problem if you don't know the problems? You don't know the cause. You're not a part of what we're doing. See, now you're talking about time. Now you're talking about time. See, man, look, you can read that right there. You can read, Black Man's God. Or you can hear, saw somebody say the Black Man's God. But you can't live it out in one day. Like, look, and look, I'm asking you this, right? As a question, right? How long does a person have to stop eating pig before they can say they don't eat pig no more? Like, if a motherfucker just had support runs, right? And then you tell them the Black Man's God, you build with him, you should be like, y'all want to deal with that, right? And you say, well, look, you got to fast 3 days, you don't eat. Can he say he don't eat pig no more?
I say yeah, and it's because he's not taking it. It's just the thing that he already had is already just still with him.
It's in the system, yeah.
You just gotta just go through some more processes to take it out.
Okay, so look, if a person is on drugs, right? How long they got to be off of drugs before you would trust them? Before you would trust them, which you get them an item or something and trust them not to sell it.
Like 2 months.
But that's what I'm saying. See, something you're gonna want to see a person live that out before you say, okay, yeah, you that. And see, that's what it is. People don't realize. They think, yo, I got this knowledge, and I was building with these people over here in the corner. And see, that's one of the things that when you let that get confused, right? And then when you go out there to teach, that's what happened. You ever had that happen? Like you go to tell somebody the sign, and they go, oh yeah, I know about that. Okay, well, what's today's agreement? If you know about that. But it's because they've been exposed to this right here. The media in general, I'm saying. When you hearing our knowledge, like, look, I seen people, you saying the Black Man's God, right? But you saying it in the midst of expressing a Christian concept. It's all types of people like, look, I hear people saying, yo, let me build with you. Because see, people can have our ideas, they can have our language. See, all these things is why we examine. See, that's why it's a part of our culture, because we know that. Because we know that a person can have his knowledge and not have his culture. So let me ask you a question, everybody in here. Did you know that a person can have his knowledge and not be righteous? Did you know that?
Yeah.
If you knew that a person can have his knowledge and not be righteous, type 1 in the comment box right now. Type 1 in the comment box if you knew that people can have his knowledge and not be righteous. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not just the people on the outside, who we consider the 85% and the 10% that's mixing this up. There's people right here too. That don't know that, look, you can talk a good game and still not play a good game. See, all this knowledge do is put you in the know of what's going on, but the same shit is happening. Like if you, we out in the world, right? The the planet is spinning at 1,037 third miles per hour. It was spinning like that the day before you got the knowledge. It was spinning like that the day after you got the knowledge. The only difference is now you got the knowledge of it. And you can use that knowledge to predict. You understand what I'm saying? And then you can form your predict what you want to do now. You know, how you gonna, you can control now how you interacting with this stuff because you know. Instead of you interacting this from lack of knowledge. Right? So now everybody else got the advantage over you. So the knowledge only amplifies the reality. See, when, one thing I noticed for me as an individual, right, is that, having knowledge of being God, right, it multiplied my rewards and penalties by 7.
I see that.
Yes, that's what it did, G. It multiplied my rewards and penalties by 7.
Once you realize that you the maker or owner, now when like shit fuck up, you really can't blame nobody.
You really can't blame
You
nobody.
can't blame the devil. You can't say
And
God
look,
let me do it.
and look, and even the other people, the way the buck stops there. You understand what I'm saying? Look, some shit happened, you wasn't even involved. Look, me 85, like, oh God, why you let that happen, God? That thing, I don't even know these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? You be like, yo, what the
For the God though.
Yeah, you the God, man. You ain't supposed to. That's what I'm, exactly. Multiplies your rewards and penalties times 7. That's all it do. It just amplify what's already the deal. And see, if you a piece of shit before you get the knowledge, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you can go through the actions of transformation, but if you just get the lessons, it's just gonna make you a times 7 piece of shit. And if you was already a righteous motherfucker, right? Then the lessons is going to just make you more righteous. Like now you're going to really have something to share with people. You know what I mean? You already was somebody that was sharing shit with people, right? Now you have a whole, system of doing that. You see what I mean? Where you can do that systematically daily. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happens when you get these people. See, that's why I don't. See, you get these people knowledge. You don't know who they are, right? That's the shit I don't like about the internet. Is that see now all I'm do is amplify something that somebody and see we gotta watch that. See, let me tell you something. I think, man. I've never agree with this kind of idea that, niggas that's full of shit is supposed to be around us. People that you got the knowledge, and the earth has rotated a couple times, since you've been around. But what we doing? Is that person, because remember, each one of us is supposed to be one unit of the nation. You know what I'm saying? Each family, is a bigger unit of the nation. Right? And then, each community, that's it. So if all of that's based on a motherfucker who's faulty, how you not gonna fuck up? And see, that's what happens when people never really see the understanding, right? And never really get to the culture, G. Because see, like I said, right? Different people got different food wherever they from, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, some of that food, it might be more or less difficult to make. But if you don't go through that, how you going to get the reward of, you know what I'm saying, whatever, if that's your favorite meal or it's very nourishing or whatever the case may be? So it's the same thing when you try to have this knowledge, right, without the culture. See, I don't know if you've seen it a couple times. Somebody asked me for lessons. I told them go buy it on the internet. Like if somebody comes in here and asks me just for lessons, I send them to the mosque. Because you got some literature, man. I was exposed. I was on the internet. I saw some shit. I was trying to get the lessons. Go there on 127th Street, almost to Lenox Avenue. You're gonna see his big. Go ask them. And you can buy it on Amazon. You see what I'm saying? Because that's you can take that information. But see, being a part of this culture, right? Are you ready to do that? See, first of all, you want some less from me? You fast 3 days. See, that's the culture part that is, nah. Why can't I just pay $7.99 like it is right there? Because that's not our culture. I ain't never bought a lesson in the history. The most I ever did is, and I stopped doing that, because, after a while, we got all this home shit to copy. You know what I'm saying? People got a copy machine in their house. But I'm saying, my last spot that I had, you could get 120 lessons for 60 cents. This little, actually, I don't even know what the fuck was in it. I don't even know what kind of store. I can't recall what kind of store it was in general, but they had a print machine in the corner with 5-cent copies. You could print 120 lessons for 60 cents. That's the most I ever paid, and the only capacity that I've ever paid for any type of knowledge over here. You see what I'm saying? Other places you go, that's the first thing. You want to be down? Okay, this is the dudes right here. You gotta pay this, buy this uniform and shit.
Sign this paper.
Look, and that's good. Like I said, they ain't got to do with us. That's their culture. They got to live it out. They got to receive the penalties. They're going to receive the rewards for it. Right? But people come in, it's always, why this happened, why that happened. There's a lot of things I used to wonder why it happened when I first got the knowledge. Then after having the knowledge for a minute, I realized, oh, that's why. That's why. Because we got to get rid of some of these cats, man. Because, we used to say that back in time, right? Because we standing in the cipher, right? We outside. So, whoever's the weakest person in the cipher, that's all the strength we got. That's the. So everybody gotta be built up. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got it in you to elevate, then the brothers I came up around, Like, yeah, you're not gonna be with us. you're not you're not gonna be with us. Like, look, I'm talking about literally. I seen people, we step off the curb, and certain people, they spit, where are you going? If you don't go, nah, you come with us. Because see, now we gotta go live this out. See, right now we just standing here, this is what we hold court. So we can talk about it. We can talk about all our ideas and concepts, right? Is Yakub, God of the devil, what's a half a rich? We can talk about all that shit. But now we got to go walk some miles. And that's just, general everyday shit. But what about the entire thing that we supposed to be doing? I'm talking about in the universe, right? In terms of furthering civilization and being God of the universe. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I said, those things right there, we walk to the store and get it for you. If you can't walk to the store when you get it for you, you don't learn your lessons. So if we can't do that, right? Now you might, and I'm not saying necessarily that's what it is, but look, when you see some of this bickering going on, it's because, yeah, everybody got the knowledge. You see, when it comes time to act on that, now everybody's all over the place. When, there's certain things in our culture, right? Like, for instance, when we see each other, we say peace. We come in peace, we deal with peace, we leave in peace, right? That's our culture, right? So why are we getting all this bullshit, man? You see what I'm saying? See, different things. See, because, and here's the thing too, right? You can't really put a number on. I wouldn't put a number on it. But look, a lot of the teaching comes from culture, meaning people seeing you and seeing what you do and seeing that, all of a sudden, this motherfucking rewards is multiplied by 7 and he ain't hardly getting no penalties. This nigga done eliminated the penalties. See, that's what make a person come up and ask you, yo, what's that about? How you do that? You can tell a motherfucker something. Look, they might have learned that the earth is 196,940,000 science class. You see, the way how you moving, the culture, that's unique, man. And a lot of people don't really understand that. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you get caught up with other people. Like, see me, I don't need to go around on people. I'm a good loner. You see what I'm saying? I don't need to go around on people and water down my culture, right? So that I could be a part of what they do. Catch up with the party people over here, see what they dealing with. Whew. Hold up, bro. Oh man, where's this question coming from? Okay, I see where we at here. So you said wisdom being secondary. Okay. Now let's deal with this here. Living mathematics is one thing. Is it distinct principles, steps, and stages, right? In the bringing about of reality? Yes. But supreme mathematics is one thing. The whole thing got to work together. All of it is the Most High. And see, here's the thing, right? Like I said, see, some things is just that's not our conversation. This kind of competitive thing where you compete in knowledge against wisdom, and you might not think you're doing that, but that's what you're doing. Right? At the end of the day, you're starting to get involved with Yakub's law. See what I'm saying? Where you're separating the brown germ from the black germ. You see what I'm saying? And, you could end up going on, after following this process for 600 years, you could end up in where you don't want to be. You see what I'm saying? So those types of conversations, I don't have them. You know what I'm saying? Supreme mathematics is one thing. Just like, look, my equality is not limited. Because if knowledge is infinite, and knowledge got to go through equality to get the born, and then your equality is limited. It's like if you got a limitless ocean of water, right? But you ain't got no glass. That's your limitation, man. Or look, maybe you do got a glass. That's the limitation of water you can take with you. No matter how infinite that source is, if you put a limit somewhere in your mix. So that's why we're going to do that.
I like to look at things more like circular instead of vertical. I'm saying, because we look at it vertically, you can like put things in like a hierarchy position.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Because like knowledge definitely does come first, but to say that wisdom is secondary is separating knowledge from wisdom. But knowledge is in wisdom. Yeah. Knowledge and experience that creates wisdom.
See, no element in supreme mathematics is really worth nothing without the other. So you can be God, but if you ain't got no knowledge and wisdom, you understand what I'm saying? The whole thing has got to work together. Knowledge has to go to born. That's supreme mathematics. Just knowledge is not supreme mathematics. Knowledge has to go to born, and then your knowledge adds a cipher to show and prove that it's complete. With the wisdom, with equality, whatever else you might want to, like you said, put in a hierarchy, like this is lower than that. That's a certain way of looking at the world. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's the kind of shit that came from Pythagoras. You see what I'm saying? Whereas they come, when you deal with the people who they got that shit from, they don't got the same values on things. You know what I'm saying? certain things, you got to be able to understand it through context and everything. But once you get to them, now you get just the arithmetic. We just want to measure the square footage right here so we can build the pantheon and shit. It's those types of discussions is not really a part of our culture. See, because look, here's where you start to go down the line. See, now what will, are we going to have the same thing with men and women? Are we going to have the same thing with black seeds and brown seeds?
It has to be able to work all the way across the board.
It's got to be able to work all the way across the board. Or you're not talking about law. You're not talking about principle. You're talking about your opinion in this situation. All right, now here's the thing. Now the Airy, see, I heard them saying that too. I disagree with that. Secondary, to say, secondary and second and all of this shit is different. I don't know about that. Secondary is just the state of being second. You know what I'm saying? We deal with law and order, right? So like I said, we know that it's steps and stages of things. We know that, these things got to go in a particular order, right? But to say, to put it, like you said, to put it in an order is different from putting it in a hierarchy. To say, and this right here, you know what I mean, of lesser importance. You know what I'm saying? That, wisdom is of lesser importance. It's 360 degrees of every mathematics. It's 360 degrees of knowledge, 360 degrees of wisdom, on and on. And if one of them is not complete, the whole thing is not complete. So it's not a matter of, are you asking, is it law and order? Does law and order apply to all things? Absolutely. But that order, I mean, like, look, when you was born, your head came out first and your neck came out second, right? Do you think your neck is of lesser importance? Like, can I just chop your neck off right now? I'll put the head, I'll sew the head back to the body. I just do a clean cut for just the neck. No, you need the whole body to be born alive. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You can't really, you can put your fingers in an order, right? When you do one, you usually use one finger. When you do two, you usually use Yeah, my middle finger is just as important. You know what I'm saying? It's 1 second, yeah. But I'm saying that there's a way of looking at the universe. You understand what I'm saying? That comes about with Christianity, that comes about with the growth of science, that comes about with the growth of mathematics, right? That comes about with living in America, that comes about with living in, wherever else you live, right? But that way of looking at things like, oh, this thing is second, so that would make it of less importance. Sometimes we gotta use our fine-tuned third eye here. You know what I'm saying? Where, you can have these definitions, but then we got to apply them. You know what I'm saying? And when you apply that, right, you see that now that,
Do you understand the context of your concept?
yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? And just your whole, what do you look like, for instance, right? How they say, like, food, right? Like, if you in India, certain places, they don't look at the cow as food. See, in America, we don't look at dogs as food. Like, that's just not, we don't have that concept. That idea is not ingrained in us. So when we see people's dogs and shit, we don't. But see, other places, you might gotta watch your dog, man. Like, as long as they see him with you, but like if he's just straying out here in the street, it might be trouble. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You can go back to Egyptology, all this other cultures, and say, yo, this is, but you don't really know how they looked at that. You see what I'm saying? Meaning, like, look, back in the days, it's just different. But back in the days, to some people, hip hop was noise. Like, one pops would come in the room and be like, yo, how you even understand what they saying? Like, I can't even understand what was. how you, this shit is noise, man. Or look, he used to watch these movies with no sound. That ass, my pops used to watch fucking, look.
That's some old movies.
Yeah. And he used to watch this shit, look, he used to watch some movies, right? And he'd be laughing and shit. I mean, yo, how you know it's funny and shit? Like, yeah, you gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? Actually, and he used to say, look, I don't like when the shit got laughter in it. He's like, I don't need a motherfucker to tell me when to laugh. I know when something funny is. He was like, when you hear the people laughing in the show, they try to tell you that this is funny. I don't need you to tell me it's funny. But to me, it's like, yo, this shit, fuck you mean comedy shit is drama, man. This shit is a fucking horror movie. You see what I'm saying? How, when you look at that, what you're seeing, or not what you're seeing, but what's the worth to you? What's the value to you? You know what I'm saying? Some people got some stuff and they go, the kids is going crazy over Pokemon cards. I want to win a Pokemon card. But you remember, was you down with that when people was playing Pokemon in real life?
Oh, Pokemon Go? A little bit.
Now look, a couple people got shot doing that, right?
Snatched everything.
That's what I'm saying. That you think you got one value in what you're doing, but the dude is like, Spanish, you know where you at. Then you thinking, oh yeah, I'm in the Pokemon field. Nah, bro, you
in Pokemon.
Yeah, nah, you in the cornfield, nigga. What you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? So just our way of looking at the world, we don't weigh these things against each other competitively like that. You see what I'm saying? You in a world like that where we fight back and forth. You know what I mean? You take your colony, you take our colony. You know what I mean? We take a pirate ship. You know what I'm saying? We beat up our women and drag them by the hair and subdue them and shit. You know, when you coming from that, then yeah, you got all this competitive shit. We don't do that. You see what I'm saying? And some shit we picked up from them and then we think that's natural. You see what I'm saying? And we might look at some of our people and be like, yo, why they doing that? See what I'm saying? Like, look, we look at, and they got, they like they weren't talking about. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of that shit is shit that we picked up. We don't look at the world like that. I'm fucking true born, man. What's the deal? This knowledge is a righteous way of thinking and doing. If you don't appreciate the culture, then that knowledge, if you don't appreciate the culture of that knowledge you so-called have, is not righteous. This is a different true born right here. This ain't true born, y'all probably think. This true born right here from over there in the sky. So Black Justice said, would they be considered said person of that ability? Okay, who's they? Because you know, that's what happens. So I'm talking out. Now I'm trying to go back. That's why sometimes I just skip the whistling. You know? Understanding. Welcome to the channel. See, right now I'm going through the side rally that's going on over here. Divine. Which divine is this? Is this the wordsmith? Okay, so apparently the side rally has bubbled over. Let me put the link in here. So Trueborn said, my culture comes from the knowledge of myself and the understanding of the science of all things in life, conditions, situations, and circumstances. Those that want this knowledge must first ask themselves why. What will this knowledge do for them that the knowledge they so-called gained did not do for them? But those is the questions that you're going to get, right, when you get in the culture along with the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When you get in some wisdom along with the knowledge. You know what I mean? When you're getting some understanding along with the knowledge, other than you just read the shit on the what's name. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, you come here and I talk to you a little bit about the lesson. I give you some wisdom on it. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you some things that I've seen in there that you may not have had a chance to see it. You see what I'm saying? All of that's going on with the knowledge. That's a part of walking with God, right? In order to get to your destination of being God. Everybody don't know where the promised land is. That's why some people think you gotta die to get there. That's why some people think you gotta die to get there. So we got to come, grab you, and bring you. And then people got a problem when we kick you out. If you know what I'm saying, we determine we made a mistake walking you over here, we will kick you out.
The first time I ever seen the lessons, it was online. But I didn't understand it. So I got angry. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
That's
what I'm saying. I can't do nothing with this shit.
Yeah, because you're not getting the culture with it. You know what I'm saying? And that our culture is teaching. So see that from the jump, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, when it comes to the culture, you can't get that in one day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you go someplace else, right? And you eat their food and their food tastes exotic to you. You know what I'm saying? But after a while of eating it, it ain't really as regular. You know what I'm saying? Like you might eat Chinese food one day, you be like, oh shit, some good Chinese. But after a while, you're like, this is what's pizza is. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So and that's the hardest possible way. You know what I'm saying? Like you looking for a needle on Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? To try to figure this out, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I made that look. We all got, we got to figure out how we're going to use this out there. But you ain't got to figure this out. When it was given to us, God, it was given to us. You understand what I'm saying? A lion just come out of the street and just threw a whole bunch of lessons in the air and shit and just let it blow around. We picked it up. It was given to us, figured out, bro. Now you got to use it to figure out what you got to do. I don't know what's going on. All right. We ain't got the, what's the name? You know what I'm saying? Put the picture. Yeah, this side rally, I see y'all going back and forth on this wisdom being second or secondary or all of this stuff. I mean, at the end, like I said, I didn't when I saw that, that's actually one of the videos that I wonder why Infinite posted that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. G. You talking about the Allah Life video, right?
That's what the brother was talking about, programmed by society. He asked about the when brothers had the cipher at the rally, dealing with that that topic.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, G. It was just more with me. It was like, like I said at the bar, like supreme mathematics is sequence, right? It's almost like let's say you're trying to bake a cake, right? And you got the flour, you got the milk, you got the eggs, the sugar, right? And all these things that you need to make a cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
In specific order that you got to do all these things in, and then you put it in the oven, right? But it's like, imagine if you just threw like the milk in first, and then you threw the flour in and the sugar and the eggs on top, and then you just threw it in the oven, right? It ain't gonna come out like a cake. You see what I'm saying? Like all parts of it is important, right? Like all the ingredients is important, as well as, you know, the mixing. Everything has to be done a certain way, right? One isn't more important than the other. You get what I'm saying? Or the cake ain't gonna come out right. So it's just like when people say, "Oh, it's like it's secondary," it's like, nah. And it make me think almost like a secondary color, right? Like you got primary color, secondary color, where it's like, like everything is equal. Each part is equal and can't exist without the other. And then even to take it a step further, it's like even within knowledge, right? You got to go from knowledge to born within knowledge before you get to wisdom. And then when you hit wisdom, you still got to go from knowledge to born within wisdom to get to understanding. So it's like, I don't know. It's just like when I hear that, it's almost like a eyebrow raiser. You know what I mean? Where it's like, nah, we gotta like address it and just straighten it out. But I get what you're saying, where it's like, you know, we getting caught in wordplay with the ARY.
Yeah, and not just that, but just that, you know, I think it boils down to, you know, mathematical principle versus, not versus, but, you know, mathematical principle and living mathematics. You see what I'm saying? See, in mathematical principles, right, which is what, you know, most of us that we got the knowledge, you know, later in time, right, we get the paper, right? And on the paper, it has these, you know, it's these things that's in separate categories. You know what I'm saying? And because we've come from the 85% world, the Christian world, right? We understand things like that, these categories. You see what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, this is a different example, but just saying how the way a concept can change things. See, like back in the days, when the man, when they say voting, right? Only the men voted. That vote was for the family. Like whatever was going on, like that person was their family. You understand what I'm saying? Like when they look Mr. and Mrs. Supreme, Y Supreme. That's how they used to talk back in the day. It wasn't women. Women didn't keep their maiden name and all this shit. Look, you Mr. and Mrs. That man right there. You see what I'm saying? Now, when sociology came about, right? Sociology is the study of people and how they perform in it and how they fare in society, right? Now you got to come in and put them people in the categories.
In order for you to study.
Right. So now if you want to study women, you got to put them in a separate category from men and say, okay, well, 99% of women is unemployed. Whoa. See, that's in a different way of the way how you looking at the world. And so now, once they started doing that, that set up a competition between men and women. See what I mean? Because instead of them having the single interest of the family, now they got their separate interests. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is that type of mentality, right, is what's being applied in this instance to mathematics, where you're saying that it's, you see what I mean? You set up this competition where these are separate things, where in reality, living mathematics is one thing. You see what I'm saying? Look, when knowledge goes to born, it forms one cipher. It's one thing. You see what I mean? Now we learn to define them and everything in their separate elements, but those separate elements is not really worth nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Unless you got the whole thing. Like, look, you know today's mathematics. If you know tomorrow's mathematics, what like only on the first of every month you on point, and every other day you getting caught up in 6. You see what I'm saying? So the mathematical principle, right, is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, all the way down. You see, in living mathematics, see when if you say the paper that you get that got mathematics on it, okay, at the cipher, that's it. You see, in living mathematics, there is no beginning or ending. You see what I'm saying? So when you separate in these different parts up, like this is the beginning and there is no beginning or ending. So it's just a different way of looking at the world, you know, at least for me. You understand what I mean? I don't really look at the world like that. Where you know, these elements, you know, these cells, like all of that is that's see now we not dealing with refinement, right? We dealing with how to do it with food and shit. You see what I'm saying? Where, you know, you try to separate out this part like cocaine. You see what I'm saying? When they tell you that the Indians was dealing with cocaine, no, they was dealing with the coca leaf. And see, as the whole coca leaf, right, it got cocaine in it, but it got other elements in it that's balancing the shit out. See what I mean? But once you say, oh, nah, I found the element, I found the part that got what we want, and I'm going to separate this out. The white bread, the white flour. Shout out to Born Mastermind. Nah, seriously though. Hey, look, man. I don't know if it's not me, it's y'all, man. Y'all got me in this cheap shot shit all week, man. But that's what I'm saying. That's a particular way of looking at the world in those separate categories, right? Instead of holistically. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the you know, that conversation goes left. Because that's not how we look at the world. Or we got Encyclopedia Brown. You know, Encyclopedia Brown, I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you because I tell you how the story night, right? It's because look, I was thinking about the time this African guy, right? It was these 2 cab drivers, right? But at the time, I'm walking down the street with his brother. And so we hear like some screeching in the street, like, you know what I'm saying? So with the car, so when we look to see what's happening, it's an African cab driver and a white cab driver. He looked like he Greek or something. So they try to make a turn or whatever. They both stop right there and they arguing with each other out the window. So as they arguing, the white cab driver opens the door and shit, and all the passengers he got in the car, they get out and shit, right? So I say to the brother that's with me, right? Yo, if they jump the black dude, you wanna play hero? Right? So look, when I say that to him, I'm looking at him on the side, right? And then I look back at the action and I just see a streak go past. Yo, G, when I look over there, the guy is in there scrapping with all 4 of these motherfuckers. Yo, G, listen, this is the shit that made, look, I could have got in there to help him a little bit quicker. But when he picked up the garbage can and hit the motherfucker with just the top and shit, he picked up the top and hit him. Yo, said I had to laugh for a second. So we get over there and shit. We start fighting with these motherfuckers and shit, right? And the dude, he jumped through the glass and shit, right? But the way how it happened, they accused me of throwing him through the glass and shit, right? But here was the thing. The African motherfucker left. If he had stayed, then you'd have to rewind the story. You see what I mean? Because the way the story is like, yeah, nah, these guys was fighting, and then that guy went through the glass and shit, right? But if the African dude would have stayed, then it'd be like, nah, this guy got attacked and they helped him. And then I wouldn't have got arrested. Because that's what I'm saying. I left that part out. When I said when I told him that, because the white cab driver got out and mushed the black dude in his mouth, yo. Like to tell, like, man, shut up. And that's when I was like, yo, you want to play hero? He said, and this motherfucker left us, man. See, where's all that Pan-African shit? Why we couldn't be Pan-African then, man? that was the time for some Pan-Africanism right there. You know, but fortunately, you know, the way that went down, right? People actually saw what happened with the cab driver, but he wasn't there to tell his story. Nobody saw the dude go through the glass. At least not none of the people that was there that gave no statement. They didn't see it. The kid got hurt kind of bad. So when they called the hospital, he's an emergency and shit. He's in surgery and shit. So he didn't get to give no more statements and shit. So now, just the way the case is, it's like, wait a minute. There was another fight, and then you say this dude came out. So his story wasn't, because his story is, yo, just ran up, threw him through the window.
You left out like 8 other things.
Yeah, you left for our crazy amount of shit. But if that African motherfucker was there, I never would have got arrested, man. I would have went to court. Yeah, that was wild. Who's this right here? Blood in my eyes. Okay, now listen. I'm gonna give you a chance, but look, I'm gonna do this up front. I'm gonna bring up Crying Jordan. Because Crying Jordan protects me. I notice when I put up Crying Jordan, people stop making crazy statements. So let's see, we're gonna let Blood in My Eye. We're gonna give you a chance, but I'm gonna tell you right up front, you're gonna have to explain that name.
You don't know who George Jackson is, brother?
George Jackson?
George Jackson wrote that book, brother.
Oh, this is motherfucking. Who the fuck George Jackson got to do with this? This is Encyclopedia America. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know what made me think of that story. I think it was because I was watching some stuff about the immigrants, man.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. I ain't never seen dudes beat the police up in police land on 42nd Street, don't get shot, and then go home on bail, son, and then disappear. I ain't never seen that, bro.
And then disappear.
I ain't never seen that in my life, bro.
I mean, look, that's the type of stuff that lets you know it's a little more behind this than just people trying to escape a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like you clear the wheels is grease for you, man.
Bro, they just gave them $53 million in prepaid cards, bro.
Yeah, I heard about that. I wasn't sure how that worked, but I was like, oh man, that is nuts, man.
So the word is out. You just come to America and you good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, I saw some shit I was watching yesterday. It was on YouTube, but it was a clip from 60 Minutes. And they were showing a gap in the fence, right? And people was coming through the fence. Now, this was just a particular time. Not saying this is the only people, but all the people was Chinese. And they had cell phones. And they had bags with rollers on it, man. Suitcases and shit with rollers, man. Like, bro, these motherfuckers ain't poor. What you talking about? Hey, listen, man. They showed the dude whose property it was. Like, this is property. They showed the dude whose property it was. He's like, yo, these niggas call Uber. He said, bro, they come over here, they come over the line and call Uber, man. So yeah, this is something different.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Nah, I was laughing at that story because sometimes I be happening. Because you know that restaurant where I saw you and the guard at, that's where I live at. So sometimes I might be late and I don't be using Uber all the time. I mean, so I'll be like, damn, let me get a cab. Yo, dog, some African to drive right past me, son, to go right to the right hand, bro. The shit is, I'll be like, yeah, be having me so mad. I'll be throwing my coffee at the cab, bro.
Listen, man.
So, yeah. This shit is nuts, bro. But it is what it is, bro.
But look, I'm gonna tell you something though. What you think about this though? Because I thought about this, right? Now look, since they've been coming over here, last time you heard about reparations? I'm just asking.
I mean, I be hearing I hear about it. It's in the news and stuff like that, but that's something that's only for people who like involved in it, bro. If you're not involved in it, you ain't gonna be checking for it. That never was like, I'm not saying never, but in our lifetime, that the biggest has been is since 2016.
Now see how much black
Down.
people is in America? 13 million.
What?
So 13 million black people in America.
Nah, it's 46 million, brother. 46 million. Subtract the
It's 13%.
Subtract the 4 million. You know,
26 million.
huh?
So look, 46 million, right? At that 53 million that they just gave out.
Yeah, we don't.
That's like $1.30 for me right there. I'm supposed to get my $1.30.
It's crazy, bro.
No but then really, it's not even that much because that's only New York gave them that money. So how much black people is New York?
Exactly.
Like, they're supposed to give you $25, $30. You know what I'm saying? Before everybody else get their shit.
$25, $30.
Yeah. How much? Because it's only 8 million people in New York. So let's say
I think it's like how many of us is here in New York? Probably like, are we gonna count New York State altogether, or just New York City?
New York State giving it to them, or the city?
Nah, the city
giving
it
to them.
Oh no, it's New York State because it's the governor. The governor passed that, so it got to be New York State. She passed that shit.
Oh, let's Google this right now. Let's see this.
Yeah, pull it up, dog.
Let's see how much they owe me.
So we get reparations.
Hmm?
So we're getting reparations.
No, that's what they're telling you now. See what I told you yesterday? There's a difference between wisdom and talking. See, when you just saying shit that ain't never gonna happen.
And then I gotta ask you a question. When you're done with it. Well, that was the God Josh up there. Peace, Josh.
Peace, God. It's Rob Bourne, right?
Yeah. Peace, dude.
Peace.
Just the question out here, bro. When you say A alike, B alike, C alike, what's an A alike, God? What's an A alike?
I'm to answer the question.
Huh?
You want me to answer?
No, you can add on. That's you or anybody. What do you mean by when you say A alike? What that mean?
I mean, to me, A alike means we got one mind, we have the same foundation. Right? And then B we exist alike, and then C is to understand. So we got the same understanding. I mean, I don't know. That's how I seen it since it was told to me.
Right, quality show. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to ask that.
Ain't got no hard numbers here. It's just... Okay, so the state of New York has 3,073,800 black people, right? So let's say 3 million, right? Goes into 53. 17 times 3 is 51. So they owe me $17. I can use it right now. Yes, fuck. Listen, that's how I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, who knows, man? Who knows, man? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But and then, that's another thing too, where it's like, Eric Adams, I never really liked him. But I am starting to feel bad for him, man. Like, son, they did this to you on purpose. They groomed him, they let him win, you know what I'm saying? Everything so that all this shit could go wrong on his watch. You see what I'm saying? So then they can say, see, look, we gave you people a chance.
I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. Fuck that.
We gave you people a chance.
Nah. Fuck that. Nah. Yo, bro, he came in.
Yeah. But look, he always he started out as NYPD.
Right.
So, from the jump. You know what I'm saying? But then, so he had this organization called 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement, right? And there was this thing, like in the 70s and 80s, there was a lot of people like him that was going around saying that, the only way to fix the system is to become a part of the system. You know what I'm saying? But bro, you just became a part of the fucking system. What are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? You cannot clean the toilet bowl from inside the toilet bowl.
Right. And then he came back with that talking about stop and frisk and all that other wild.
But before
shit.
that,
I ain't fucking with him.
That what he was doing was stupid, right? So then he changed the name of his organization. It went from 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement to 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement who care. You know what I'm saying? And then, they was doing all type of shit. Then the next thing, he got on this political shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you, though, this is one thing. You've been noticing how much corruption we coming up around. Somebody just got convicted. They ain't get no jail time, but somebody just got convicted on some, campaign finance stuff, man. You came in on all this law and order shit. That's what I'm saying. Like that. Look, the same thing I said with Saladin. Don't talk about this legality shit to me and you a crook.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, my.
I know that in a lot of the cities, right? Because look, same thing in Chicago. You put the black man in there, let the bottom fall out.
I'm just saying, there is some
surface. You're gonna let it come
to be done. Yeah, there's some things that could be done, but you gotta be official with it, and it gotta be his policies for the people. As soon as he came in, all that stuff he was talking about, I was a victim of crime. They stopped me and put guns in my faces. That you just switched the whole script, bro. It's like, you suspect, homie. Get out of here. I don't feel sorry for him.
So I got a question for you then, Darkim. How do you see, like, what's the difference that you see between Adams and Dinkins?
That's a bad question, bro.
Now, see, one difference is, I think Dickens actually believed the shit he was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he actually, you know, he was, you know, he was a little more sincere, just in terms of his ideology and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, there's a building there. They built a building there. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like, you know, no state of the art shit. But when Dinkins was around, they put a baseball field over there on 8th Avenue. You understand what I'm saying? You know, because see, that's what it's like, you know, you could say all this, yo, we not gonna stop and frisk, but then you're not doing nothing to you still gotta do something.
Yeah, he was pushing them summer programs, them summer youth programs
Right.
too. He was pushing that hard.
Yeah, Dinkins was keeping the swimming pools open. You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying, and you know, but to me, they was a little more against him. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things that Giuliani got credit for, they really forced Dinkins to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not fair. I wouldn't compare the two because Dinkins came in the height of the crack era, bro.
The height of it. And
So while he's there, all of this shit is happening all over the goddamn tri-state. And
right.
It just happens to be that your state is the ones who are supplying the tri-state.
Yeah. And right. And because of that, Giuliani got credit for increasing the police, but Dinkins really was the one that signed those bills that increased those classes. But the first motherfuckers started graduating under Giuliani. And there was a lot of things that those was laws that Dinkins had changed, but he never enforced them. Like the vendors on 125th Street, Dinkins was
the Mark 125 thing and all of that. What's the name of that business league again? What's the name of the league? The business league that was on 125th.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
The economic something. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the name of it, but it was for entrepreneurs, and it was for us.
But ultimately, I think he suffered from the same problem, which is you know, beyond the values. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing you like the values of this party over that party, right? To you being beholden to the people of the party. You know what I'm saying? Not even the ideas no more, but it's like, you know, first of all, you know, from the civil rights era, you know what I'm saying? And then that's how all those guys got into politics. You know what I'm saying? The David Dinkins, the Andrew Youngs, and all of them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's actually important in New York City politics. In New York City politics, that's very important because see, Brooklyn, at least in the past, you know, it might have changed now. Brooklyn was not beholden to the Democratic Party. And so the first split that they had, right, that I heard about was when Jesse Jackson ran for president, right? Walter Mondale, he's the party guy. He was the vice president under Jimmy Carter. You know what I'm saying? So in Manhattan, right? This is dude named Charles Rangel and all these cats, they be holding to the Democratic Party. So they like, look, we got to back Mondale. But Brooklyn is like, nah, fuck that. We with the black man and shit. So they had like some beef, like, yo, we're gonna cut off y'all, like cut them the fuck off. We with Jesse. You know what I'm saying? And they said, look, even recently, some motherfuckers at first was with Hillary until they seen that she was losing. And then they switched to Obama. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, in New York City, that has an impact on what goes on here because there's that split based on some people, you know, because look, in Brooklyn, you got a lot of West Indian politicians. Like, we wasn't here in the 60s. Fuck them. You understand what I'm saying? we talking about right now. What we doing? You see what I'm saying? So that's actually significant here.
Yo, Rob on, what's going on with your studies though, G? Pardon yourself for changing the subject, Darkim.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you heard me, Rob on?
It said it's about to be summertime this weekend.
Said summertime?
Yeah, 56.
Yo, guy, what's going on with the boxing program? How everything going?
Yeah, everything is smooth and shit. We still week in, week out. We trying to really right now. The big thing is we trying to get the basketball going, but the kind of things we talk about. You know what I mean? It's right now. It's a little more difficult to get into the schools now, man. And we're trying to get into the schools to do the practices and stuff. But, it's like a whole red tape bureaucracy now. Like before, you should just go over there and ask them. So, we try to add that on. Most of them already play football. So a lot of times, when football season comes, it's a little bit, it's not as many people.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Allah, he training. Allah is training to get in the ring. He said he want to get in the ring now.
That's peace. Yeah, I be talking to your peoples that you put me in touch with and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
We'll build on that at a later time.
All right, bet. He's, some people is, they too deep in the forest to see the trees.
Yeah, exactly, G. I
gotta back out and look at the big picture and shit to really know what you're doing and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But see, that's like I was telling the guy, I said, listen, you know what I'm saying? This is when you really test out your mathematics, right? Like when things ain't always on the up and up. Like this is when you really get a chance to put it to work, right? Mm-hmm. That's really the difference between, you know what I'm saying, what's real and just dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the mystical bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Because everything is like, it sounds good when you're talking it until some real shit happens and then you get tested. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like in the streets who he's a super hustler when everything is good, and then you get caught with something, and then they put you in that interrogation room, and now it's like now we gonna see what you really about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, that's something. I was thinking about that the other day too, man. And I carried that with me, man. Even to the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Is that was a lesson that my mom's taught me and shit. One time I can't remember who it was and shit. Mine was like 5 or 6 years old. Somebody comes over and they playing with me in the house and shit. We in my room playing with my toys. So at a certain point, my mom's coming. She's like, "Yo, clean all that stuff up. Say your friend help you clean up, right?" So we cleaned up and shit, and then we went back to playing whatever we was doing. And then after they left and shit, my mom's like, "See, that's a good friend right there. See how you mess your stuff, see how they help you clean up, and see if you got a friend and they help you fuck your shit up, but they ain't gonna help you fix it, it's not a good friend." So, yeah, look, and I carried that with me, man. You know what I'm saying? And look, it paid off, man. That look, when shit hit the fan, everybody stood up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's times where, look, if everybody didn't, the history would have been different. I probably would be back now. You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't have been a straight run. You see what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the knowledge in terms of certain things. Like, yo, bro, look, if you ain't gonna be with us when shit hit the fan, you know what I'm saying? Like, even look, when it comes to stuff over here at the school, like, look, if you gonna come in here and do all this shit to make a mess, and then you ain't gonna help us clean up, don't do that shit here. You see what I'm saying? Because who's supposed to do it? See, when you one of the people that take the responsibility of doing things, then yeah, you're gonna be one of the people that tell motherfuckers don't do that here. You see what I'm saying? Just in general, even look, and when we build and when we speak and whatever, we go out in the atmosphere. Right? Because it works the other way too. Right? If I know that y'all my people and y'all gonna help me clean up any mess what I make, it's also up to me to not just be going around fucking spilling milk all over the fucking place. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers don't be realizing, man. See, niggas say they love this, but they don't love it.
So, G, you see what's funny is that, right? This culture is so simple that a child can understand it. And you see how you just gave two perfectly simple examples of exactly how it's supposed to be. You see what I'm saying? Like, it don't take no high science to explain all of it. It's like, yo, it's real simple. It's people that make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Super complex, man. And then they wonder why the babies ain't picking up. Bro, listen, man. Knowledge means you know, man. Words mean speak. Yeah, it's that stuff. We're grown people now. But look, I told brother the other day, you got this little kid in here, 2 hours, bro. College courses is not 2 hours. You know, look, that's actually a science.
Yeah, there's a limited amount of time for attention span before you.
Right. And not just that, but see, the certain amount of time you beating up on people's brain cells, you would make motherfuckers want to hurt you. Word is bond. God, there was a time, one time, I can't remember who he was, man. So we bombing somebody. And then afterwards, the guy comes down and yo, God, why y'all doing that? Yeah, this motherfucker savage and he bombing somebody. You know what I'm saying? So guy's like, yo, God, you ain't supposed to do that. You supposed to hit him with some shit and then step off. I was like, what's so yeah, God, if you stay there like that, motherfuckers might want to kill you. But mind you, the brothers who's telling me this, they for the 60s. When see by the 80s, yeah, we got the numbers now. What they gonna do? Who they gonna get? You know what I'm saying? But just saying that that's a thing right there, man. You gotta pay attention to that. Also, look, you can't just when you deal with the build and destroy degree, right? Only a certain amount of water gonna be absorbed at one time. You see what I'm saying? Other than that, you just gonna flood the shit, and that water ain't gonna be no good, and you might fuck up the land that was already there. You see what I'm saying? So you got to know how to give motherfuckers what they need and shit. See what I mean? A lot of times you just grandstanding on your own shit. See, like I get caught up in that on here. I be talking and shit. And look, I even tell motherfuckers sometimes, like, look, I ain't gonna tell y'all this. And then I start telling. You see what I'm saying? You just listen to yourself talk. That don't mean this week nobody came over here to hell you say. But that's why I like my format the way I do it. You see what I mean? Is that it's interactive so that the people they got something they want to talk about that we build on that. You see what I mean? Because otherwise you ain't teaching. Like if you come right now and start telling me about mathematics and then talking about you teaching, and there's people that do that. You talking about you teaching, but everybody you build with has the knowledge. The same knowledge you got, like the same something you only building with your peers. If you're not even building with people that got the knowledge after you, man. Some people just like hearing they self-talk, you know what I mean? And they find another group of people where they all like hearing they self-talk, and then they have what I call the mutual masturbation society. You know what I mean? We say, yeah, God, we teach this knowledge. Yes, God. We manifest the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Word bond.
Word is bond. You know, peace, God. And then that's it. Don't look in the refrigerator.
Don't go in the cabinet.
Yeah, don't do that.
You got marshmallows?
Yeah, because see, that's where I'm at right now, man. You want me to tell you how we fix this shit, bro? You see, this is it. Y'all ain't gonna be with it. Y'all ain't gonna be with it. We gotta bring back the books. You gotta bring back the books, man.
The minister's book, the book of good equality, all that. Like,
yeah, we gotta bring it back. And see, this time, right? We don't want to hear no degrees shit. I don't want to hear no lessons. I want to know who knows you, man. Who here has been in your house and seen inside the refrigerator? Who here has been in your house and see how your kids act other than when you done threaten them when you bring them to the rally? Who you was in high school with? Who was in the third grade with you, man? Because see, look, the knowledge, like I said, is on the internet. So you can't just examine the motherfucker with the knowledge no more. See, when I was getting it, the lessons was like the elixir of life. The same way this nigga, Indiana Jones, you go through all these adventures, man. Listen, you don't give a fuck how live these projects is. If the brother in there said to meet him and he's gonna give me the degree, that's where we going. But now that the knowledge is on there, you ask a motherfucker how you see this. Nigga, you know, look, there's enough Facebook groups. There's enough YouTube channels for a motherfucker to decipher, right? If he's intelligent, how to spit back, you know, today's degree at you. You see, it's much harder to fake culture, bro.
yeah, true indeed.
See, it's much harder to fake that.
But yo, to take it a step further, God, it's not even just going in the refrigerator or who knows you, but like, what are you actively doing? Because it's all good, you could quote 120 in that, but how are you actually applying your mathematics, right? Like, if your life is in shambles and you ain't doing nothing to elevate nobody else, then I mean, like, how do you define yourself as God? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your life is in shambles. You're not doing nothing.
Look, it's like I said, right? When you know, when some of the things in the lessons, right? You know, shit's in the lessons, but what make you think they talking about you? Like when they say God in the universe, like, nah, that part wasn't talking about you. Just the Asiatic black man part was talking about you. You see what I'm saying? You think because you see it on the paper or you hear it on the record, the black man is God, like, now we was talking about you though. You understand what I'm saying? And like you said, now a person you got to build that yourself. You got to choose yourself to be that by putting that into activation. And that's what I'm saying. What is the activities, right? If you true and living, what is the activities of your life? You know what I'm saying? And so the things that I mentioned is just things that, okay, we should see some evidence, right? If you live in a certain way, we should see some evidence in some things in your life. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, a lot of people like to say that and they use it when it's in a positive way, right? They use it when it's in a positive way. Yeah, the wisdom is my reflection. But let me tell you something, bro. The wisdom is your reflections. You see, so sometimes, man, you can look at those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you ever call a brother house and shit, right? And you ask for him and shit. And you ask him, yo, can I speak to Darkim and shit? and then they be like, yo, Cliff, phone to you. Like, wait, this is one thing if your mom's never, you know what I'm saying? Some people moms, your mom's gonna take a while. Like, you gotta live this out, and she gotta see how much this shit improves you, and then she'll respect it, right? But your girl, now wait, please tell me you met this wizard, you've been with her for years, months, and days before you had the knowledge. Because if that's not the case, she just stripped you, bro. Don't ever come around me and expect me to call you wise supreme. You know what I'm saying? What?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, now you want to enforce the law on me? Listen.
Y'all starting the home first.
Yeah, but not just that, but I'm saying that's what you're doing. Like, listen, like I said, you know, everybody got to make their own decision. So you might weigh in and judge it, and you like, okay, she got enough characteristics where, you know, as long as she do what she got to do up to the age of 6, then from the age of 7, I can do what I got to do and teach what I got to teach. Right? Okay. But if she's calling you by your honorable name, bro, it's nice. It's nice, man. So, you know, that's why I say, you know, in that way, man, that's how you get rid of all of the riffraff that's accumulated over the last years. We gotta bring back the books. Yeah, see, Sham King said his mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Yeah, motherfucking Howard Cosell, man. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But look, that used to happen to me. That used to happen to me. Like when I first was getting knowledge, right? And you meet a woman, right? You tell her name is Darkim. She be like, yeah, but what's your mama? What's your mama name? No matter what she named me, if she calls me outside of my name right now, I'm not gonna respond. So how about that? You know what I'm saying? Yes, we ain't. This is not a discussion. Okay. Nice meeting.
Yo, G, let Rob Bourne back in.
Oh, Rob Bourne came in the mix. Say good.
Yo.
Yeah. But
that's the crazy thing with the wisdom thing, bro. That's crazy. I mean, I don't have that. I never had that issue though, especially with my family. Because what's crazy is that my mom, she's legally married to a God. You know what I'm saying? So that was already there. My uncle, everybody from Harlem. So they like, oh, you got knowledge of self now? I know that the original. They start quoting the 1 to 10. My uncle, I'm like, damn. But
wait a minute. You do about this all time?
Yeah, son, this thing quote the 1 to 10 to me.
I know a couple of motherfuckers like that too. Like, wait a minute. You had to know all this time.
But it was crazy because they never made me go to church. I never went to church. So I was like, they didn't tell me none of that. Besides my grandma, she was doing that Santeria stuff, you know what I mean? So it was just weird. But when you meet these wisdoms, bro, and they don't know, because it could be at work or whatever you meet them at, and they come to the crib and they start looking around, they be like, yo, why you got all these books here? I was like, what you mean why I got all these books here? Just go look at them. And then you start telling, oh, you with that God body? I'm like, here we go. Now you think you Nas now? Like what the hell? Like, and then that right there is sort of like a turn off, and then you gotta kind of like, it's crazy, B. It's like you gotta turn a part of yourself off, and then you start dropping them, and they watching your ways. When they find out that you say you that, they watch every goddamn thing you do. And the moment you don't live up to that shit, you fake ass God.
Oh man.
Nah, my situation was a little different. Like, you know, when I first got it, So my mother got like history with certain guys from the desert or whatever. And I remember she seen some papers in my room where she said, "Oh, you studying 120?" And I just looked at her like, "What?" But she called me by my righteous name, but that's been years, man. And as far as shit, both the women I got kids by, my son's mother, she had cousins in the nation, and then even my daughter's mother had uncle and a bunch of cousins in the nation. So when her father found out, like, that I was a god, he said, "Oh, you are Earth?" Like, so it wasn't, it was a bit easier for me. And she don't deal with no mystery guy anyway, so that made things a lot better.
My family missed the revolution.
You, Darkim, you are from the Bible Belt. You are from the Bible Belt, brother.
The first thing my mom said, right? She's like, "You 5%? Ain't that a game?" Listen,
The goofball video came on my mind.
yeah, listen. My other uncle and shit, he's like, the 5%ers. You down with that? He's like, "Yeah, I remember them and shit. We used to hear they was coming around the block. Everybody used to go home." Yeah, so that was my first when they got introduced to me being the 5%, that was how they respond. It was that, and then the other people, they kept asking me if I was Muslim. And I didn't really at the time, like I heard about Elijah Muhammad and all this, but nobody said nothing to me about being Muslim. In terms of, the brothers that I'm building with. So when they said Muslim, it threw me off. Like, why'd you even bring that up? Like, what's that got to do?
How that call it?
Yeah, like how you look at this and say Muslim? I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was how. And then that was some of my first tests too. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess they felt like Christianity was stronger or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And like how they do in the Bible where they, Baal is supposed to be fighting with Jehovah and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, the first thing they try to do is break me down with social shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all talking all that shit, but how you gonna eat? How you gonna get an apartment unless you work for the white man? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All this shit, and then it was the dietary law where, it was like a period of time where it was just pig every day, G. Every day, saying, "Listen, why you think I still fast now?" Well, look, I'm talking about you motherfuckers start putting you fucking bacon in the rice and shit, man. Bacon, bitch. Like, what the fuck? But see, their idea was, right? The idea was, oh, so you don't eat pig, right? All right, we'll see. Once you get hungry. So we just gonna make everything pig until we try to break you down and shit. You know what I'm saying? But they can't break you down through that. You know what I mean? And then eventually what happened was as I started elevating in the knowledge, I started bombing them. And so that was the first thing. They just left me alone. It's like, yeah, leave. Like, this nigga is gonna ruin Thanksgiving dinner if you don't leave him alone. So they start fucking with me. And then after I start having kids and everything, and they start seeing like, oh, all right, we get it now and shit. And then that's when they start respecting me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a little bit of a battle with them.
Hey, yo, God. Oh, again, not to even put this, man. I don't even want to read no more now, man. After what I just found out, I don't want to read no more. Reading is not good, God. I'm gonna say some non-cypher shit. Bro, like the Malcolm X story has been stripped away from me, bro. And it's a part of his story that kind of just threw me to a ball, bro. And it's how he gets knowledge of self. So we all know about the book. We know about him getting locked up. We know about this guy Bimby that talks to him, and you know he was called Satan in the box. Yeah, he went to the box and the hole and all this other thing, and you know he gets knowledge of soul because of Elijah Muhammad, and that is the transformation story that, sorry, a lot of youth that's in the city like, damn, like that was the inspiration for me, bro. We went up in the Malcolm X women's store looking at these documents, bro. We got this dude whole prison file. This dude was a model prisoner, bro. Never been to the solitary confinement. Never was in the box. Yo, son, he's told us in the book, but I'm not blaming him. I'm gonna blame Alex Haley because he a scam god. He did some bullshit. And you want yeah, he a scam god.
But now look, I know about him though. I know about him.
Yeah, so like when you get a chance, God, if you ever get a chance, go to the Schomburg and just pull up Malcolm X file and just get the chapters that he took out the book. And when you get it, you're gonna see the notes next to it where you can see him and Malcolm kind of like the writings of them arguing back and forth with what goes in the book. But bro, this dude there was no such thing as he wasn't illiterate. This dude was writing letters, and we got the primary, and I'm like, damn, son, like that's the part of the story that got me. This is what made me, yo, son, like, I'm like, yeah, son, yeah. And then I read later, I read about George Jackson. I'm like, yeah, he got the knowledge of self. Yo, man, he got in the box, he woke up. Yeah. That's what made me do it, son. That was a part of what made me change, bro. Bro, I don't want to read no more, bro.
Yo, look, funny that you mentioned that because that was one of the first topics we discussed because this brother was saying if they make a movie about a love. And that's exactly what I was saying is that, you know, once shit get into the media, certain things got to be a certain way to illustrate it in that forum for the people who wasn't there. You know what I mean? So now you got to add all this other shit on to the transformation and shit and make the transformation more dramatic than it actually was and shit. You see what I'm saying?
Bro, I was trying to debunk that shit so much. They was like, no, bro. No, I'm like, nah, son. I got one infraction. This dude is writing to try to get to the jail, Norfolk, that has the best prison library, bro. Yo, son, this shit is baffling to my brain, God, because for power years, you leave, you go to your half-sister house, and then now you exposed to the city, and he in the street with it. This dude selling weed, he doing all type of shit, bro. Like if you read like what it is exactly that he's doing, and then all of a sudden you get locked up, and he's writing these letters to his sister. We have it. He's trying to write a book as soon as he get locked up. I'm like, hold on, son. This don't sound right, bro. How you go from 5 years of dedicating your life to the street, you're sniffing the white girl, you're selling this, you're doing, and then you just get and just son. I couldn't accept it, son. And then I just kept reading. I'm like, yo, bro, this is crazy. Like, how did he just? Man, he just took the story away from me. I got mad, son.
Hey, look, I got one question. When is the upload coming about this? Because I'm interested. I want to see this.
I don't know. I might do it on I don't know. I might do it for Black History Month. It's just I'm gonna send you the joint. I'm gonna send you the PDF file, and then I'm gonna send you the book where the dude interviews. He was trying to interview Ella. She never wanted to get interviewed, but he got Wilford, the brother, and his other man, not the shorty dude, the other dude, and all of the primary letters and all that is in there. So it's really just talking about his prison years, what he learned when he was there, the shit that he was reading, the skills he got, because that's the time where they switch from punishment to reform. This is their test tool. So now these dudes is able to make stuff and sell it by putting it in a newspaper and make like chairs and shit like that, and they can sell it and keep the money. And now they giving them skills and shit like farming and stuff like that. So when they leave, that they could do that. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, you know what they did? They said, "Oh, we can get money off of this. Matter of fact, we gonna pay you a quarter, and you people in New York are gonna make all the New York license plates. You're gonna make." And then they played the game. But this is the time frame that was happening when he was there. So I just don't. I still, even read with all the evidence I got, I still have a hard time fathoming how you 15 years old, bro. You in the street for 5 years, son, and then all of a sudden you writing all these. Yo, this dude's letters is perfect English, bro. Perfect punctuations, everything, bro. So he wasn't never illiterate, bro. That's not true.
Well, let
So
me.
it's crazy. Go ahead, God.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but then it kind of goes back to the lessons, right? Go to the 1 to 14. Now, what is the usage of the word illiterate in that period of time? Because in today's time, illiterate is somebody that can't read, but in that period of time, illiterate just meant someone without formal education.
Right? It could be that, but he said he added on to it. So what you're saying, he said that he could barely write, he could barely read. It wasn't until the teachers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that brought him to life. And this is the God called Bimbi who meets this dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's an interesting story, son, to see what I'm like, damn, son, like, yo, bro, like that part right there is the transformation for a lot of people, dog. Because when you in that solitary confinement, son, you only dealing with yourself, bro. And then you got this book and you reading this and you like, oh shit. Yeah, son. Yeah, I can do it too. The black man is God. And then you just go on your journey, alright?
Yeah.
That shit hurt me, bro.
Yeah, so look, that's what we was just saying, man. The commercialization of a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, that's one of the things Alex Haley was into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that whole shit he did with Roots was crazy, son. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So,
scam God to the foot. He is
and
a
Roots,
scam God.
just like how Malcolm X sensationalized, a whole era. Roots did the same thing. Because I remember, when I was a kid, I still got the VHS tapes at my grandparents' house. Like, my grandfather had all of them, and he made me watch them. Like, you gotta watch this because you gotta know and understand what happened and what, you know what I'm saying. So it's this whole narrative that's painted, that this dude painted, that just wasn't accurate at all. Now it still had positives. There's positives that came out of it, but again, negative foundation. So.
yeah.
Listen, I'm keeping the story of the autobiography, bro. I ain't changing it. Fuck that.
That's what I said. Listen.
No,
You know
I'm
what I'm
accepting that shit. Fuck that, dog. I'm accepting that. Bro, that shit changed everything for me, bro. I'm reading this. Like, bro, this is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty, but look, Malcolm X in recent years, it seemed to be the gift that keeps on giving, man. Some new shit come out about Malcolm about every 3 or 4 years now, man. But you like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Yeah, that dude married Maribel with that crazy shit. I ain't even repeating that. Nah, that's fact. I ain't, yeah, I don't know what
Oh,
the hell.
I didn't talk about dude from Colombia.
Okay. It was funny though because when he's working on the railroad, this dude is moving marijuana all through this shit, bro. He
Listen,
hustling hard, man.
they gotta put that spin on it. That's what I'm saying. Once you make your story a part of all that, you would rather I would rather remain in the folk tales than become a Hollywood story.
Yeah. So what's the science? Where we at with that thing that you was talking about, G?
Say it again, what you said?
Where you at with the STEM project?
Yeah, oh yeah, everything is flow. Actually, tomorrow I'm about to attack that new topic and all of that. But right now, like I said, we got True Divine, what I'm saying, the other brother, he see the thing with him is he needs it the most, right? Because he's caught up in terms of the situation the most, but he's gotta, it's one of them things where see, like you said, you know, if you end up in the box, right, then you could devote all your time to just bettering yourself. You know what I mean? But as long as you out there still trying to keep your head above water, then a lot of times your perspective is off. You know what I'm saying? About you know, you can't really think about getting to the shore because you just trying to keep your head above water right here. So I'm trying to lead them into the shore. But you know, yeah, everything is flowing with it. The Griselda, what's this? Griselda Blanco. You know what? I was going to look at it, but see, I'm just not a big TV person. Like back in the days, listen, you know, what's happening, good times, you know, that was enough for me. I ain't need to look at TV. You know what I'm saying? Like when the other Bob Newhart and all that, I don't need to, you know, I'm good. I've never gotten my heroes off the TV. And look, this is one of the things that I think I benefited from because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, you know, somebody was on here and they was expressing their disappointment in some of those new videos you've been seeing where RZA is Sunni Muslim now.
What? Whoa. Slow down. Hold on.
That's what
Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. You ain't just gonna shoot that out
Yeah,
real
my bomb about
fast.
to lose it. Too much
Yeah,
of him in one day, man.
if you go on Instagram, there's people that's posting RZA. He's got on the full garb, G. The turban, the white dress, you know what I'm saying? Everything. And the captions is saying that he converted to Sunni. You know, he's not saying, like I told people, look, we can't just jump out the window. He could be filming a movie.
Yeah, he could have went to Dubai for vacation and just decided that's what he wanted to put on.
Or it could be a new but see, they doing stuff like circling the cop. So see, sometimes we got, you know, look,
Bro, you ain't see my picture? I got that shit when I was in Dubai. I got the whole jihad, all that on, son.
Yeah, but now you got this shit and he's just so look. So you got some people that's disappointed, you know, like, man, you know, RZA, how could you?
I would believe that RZA would be like a Buddhist before I would believe that he would be a Muslim.
At one time, that's what I thought, practicing Buddhist. But you know what I'm saying? But see, this is what I'm saying. Shem God King be saying that RZA and Captain Donna took their shahada. See, RZA and Captain Donna didn't say they took their shahada. Whoever is posting those videos and putting the caption is saying, right? But I'm saying, either way.
You know what? I'm gonna find out. I got the direct connect to Ghost. But even though we know he a Muslim now, but I got to do. I'm gonna find out 100%. That's crazy, bro. Non-cypher, God. I ain't trying to hear that. Now, son, all these dudes, Raekwon, all of y'all, you make it so mentally they stripped them. One God turned Christian. What the hell you doing beating your head on the floor, God? No. Don't the rules stand for the wisdom of the universe, the truth of the Lord, the nation of the God? What the
That's
fuck?
just the
Nah,
point.
son, I can't go for this shit, man.
See, that's just the point. See, all my heroes, right? I knew them.
Talking about this right here, go.
Yeah, this is the second one they got posted. This one before this. Yeah, the guy just seeing it right now on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But see, I knew my heroes and shit. You know what I mean? So, you know, they had fucked up shit about them, but I knew them and shit. So I knew about that fucked up shit. You see what I'm saying? It was never really. So, you know, it's not really things that, you know, it's not really like something you want to tell me about certain people. Don't be like, oh man, you know, because see, I already knew that about them already from the gate. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, how the fuck you turn the Muslim beating your head on the floor, bro? No, bro, that's impossible.
Look, here's the thing. What I could say that's even more, you know. Look, you know, I know RZA when we was chipping in for 40s. And see, y'all know RZA, you know, or most people, you know, that they know RZA from when he's a millionaire. Drinking Cristal. You know what I'm saying? When I knew RZA, we was drinking old English ain't honey. You know what I'm saying? Peace. You know, we the land, build on mathematics, you know what I'm saying? Bomb motherfuckers that didn't know their lessons, all of that together. So for me, yeah, it's kind of like, damn, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, even look, the brother that I met him through, right? In the video, in the what's the name, they first manager that they had, they turned him to 85%. But in real life, that's the guy and shit. Like, that's one of the brothers that, you know, they used to come around and you know, those are the brothers that used to check me and shit when I was growing up. Like, go up here and make sure the young guys know their lessons. You know what I'm saying? And you know, all of us, we used to be together. So you know, I'm looking at it from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I met him, I already had the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I already was me. So, you know, not necessarily like, yo, he led the way for me, but just like, damn, son. Like, you know, me and you did this together and shit. You know what I mean? It's almost like, look, a couple of people I know, they start smoking crack. One brother, he started smoking crack in the 2000s. It's like, bro, how could you know what I'm saying? We already know what this shit do, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with you? You see what I'm saying? So that, from that perspective, but like I said, I'll wait until he comes out and says, Assalamu alaikum. You know what I mean?
Because this is what's that other brother name? What's his name? Shaheen. I'm watching this video. He got the universal flag on, and then what happened? The dude uncame home. So I went to Staten Island. I was over there, so I'm in the court, whatever. And then I'm hearing these people talking about. He talking about, yeah, you know, I prayed. And, you know, what the fuck you talking about? Who you praying to, God? Like,
Yeah,
what you talking about, God?
you got
That's exactly what I was just. This is what the whole live stream has been about, and that's exactly what I was talking about. When people have our knowledge,
right,
they
exactly.
don't have the culture, G.
Exactly.
So they saying our words and they using our ideas and everything, but they're not this. This is not how they live. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you saying, you know, like even with that, like, you probably get that. You know what I'm saying? You know, a Wiz might know other 5%ers, but like you said, she come to your crib and you got all these books and shit. Like, yeah, what's that about? You know what I'm saying? The other motherfucker that I dealt with or whatever, or I know that might be 5%, all he did is say God at the end of every sentence. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know.
Yeah, it's like them people that they know supreme mathematics and maybe the alphabet, but if you be like, yo, you start talking about degrees, they be like, you lost them, because that they just was introduced to the culture, but they never really was immersed in it.
Right, but we talking about the people who are clearly immersed in it, bro.
Yeah,
There's no way.
How do you
in the
know they
world.
immersed in it? Like, I don't know
Well,
them.
I don't know. You right, God.
You know what I'm saying?
I know that. That's me right there on the screen crying like a motherfucker.
Look, I see why Born brought somebody in here with him, man. This is so. DJ Born Peace of Allah says the same thing with hip hop because it started before 1973. No disrespect to her, though. Okay, so I gotta ask you, DJ Born Peace, where you from? we and
God, don't take me
hold
down
on,
into the slime road,
we gotta
bro.
find this out, guys. We gotta find this out. What was the time and where was the place where it was started at?
I don't know, bro. I'm about to jump out of here. I'm about to go back to the crib. This is too much for one day.
Yeah.
First
I ain't gonna
Malcolm,
be.
Rizla, like this is too much, bro.
I ain't gonna be in here too much longer neither. Yeah, it's that time.
Sure, listen, God, just make sure when you get home that you remain God. All right, don't get overwhelmed.
Bro,
You
this
come
shit
back
is
tomorrow. You
crazy,
talk about
bro.
you had to pray on it before you came back to us. So
Hey, listen,
Bro, this is crazy.
just remember, you Aelite.
listen, that's in there though. That's a part of the original instructions, man. To become civilized and remain civilized. See, a lot of people leave that part out. But I'm still waiting on this hip hop knowledge. So falling a victim becomes very real as you get older and see people fall off. The culture is like that. But see, for me, I'd be expecting less people to fall off.
Right.
Like, people when we first get in Nas, people had Nas, 2 days, 2 weeks, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, once you've been doing, because like for me, it's like, yeah, where you going? What you going to do now? Like, I don't even know. Look, I don't even know what I tell my kids. Like, my kids would be bombing me and shit if I ever.
It's like, yo, I've been this longer than I haven't been this. So it's like, what now?
Right. Yeah, where you going? Especially for me, because I be talking shit to people. Listen, imagine I walk in the motherfucking doors right now. Any one of these. Like, yeah, bro. You starting at the bottom. So that 5% shit ain't work out, huh? Listen, I can't even give a motherfucking satisfaction. Born in Peace, it's been a few minutes. You still haven't responded. When did hip hop start and where? And this statement about Hurt, why was that added on? To most person, it was this brother that he walked with a lot. You know what I'm saying? And this had to be about 1991. By 1991, he fell victim.
How did he fall victim?
Became Muslim.
Pulled away.
All right. I don't really recall because it was in that era. Like, yo, once you fell victim, now it's it. Like you cease to exist. That's how we was doing it back then. Like you was ostracized. Like I'm saying, like even in school, like you being ridiculed now. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Once you like don't come, you can't sit at the lunch table with us no more. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So still being in that mindset, but he was somebody that's like, yeah, I was disappointed. Like the disappointment that other people might feel seeing, it was like, yo, man, because I couldn't fathom how you could walk with love. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not mistaken, he had told me he got his knowledge in 1965. You know what I'm saying? And so, it was just a lot of things. He was as you get in knowledge, you meeting different people, so he's one of the early brothers that I know that, walk with love, you know what I'm saying, that had certain experience, whatever, he telling us about certain things that happened that we would have not known, if you don't deal with somebody who was there. You know what I'm saying? And so just I remember when I heard that, you know what I'm saying? And the last time I seen him was right across the street. Over the years that I had the knowledge, right? The store that we go to You know what I'm saying? Whatever you buying, you know what I'm saying? When you go to the store, when I first came around, the store was on 127th Street, where you see the corner store at now, where we go to that corner store. It was a store there. And at some point, that store closed and the store opened directly across the street from the school. And I'm fairly sure I was going to that new store, and that was the last time I seen him and shit. You know, I remember, you know, he's saying peace and everything. But, you know, it's one of the things where he could tell, you know what I mean? Because I still was a young brother then and shit, where it was like, you know, I don't really care, you know what I'm saying, that I'm, you know, all the other history, man, you fell victim. Shit. So I have shit.
Yeah, G, but you know what it is, God? It's like this. And it's funny because today is the 6th. Like, yo, everybody can't uphold the weight. Like I was saying earlier, when certain things happen in people's lives, it's so much easier for them to take all that shit and put it on the mystery God. Be like, yo, I just can't deal with it no more. Let me just throw my hands up and, like they say, let me give it all to God. You know, and that's it.
You know, that what you just mentioned, right? I think that was an aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I came to respect, you know, in very recent years. You know what I'm saying? Is that some people had to do that to save their life. Like, it was a brother that used to be around me, you know what I'm saying? And in terms of, you know, he was a good 5%. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had came out of you know, Muslim. He was a Muslim, you know, before he got the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You know, his family was Christian or whatever, but he had became Muslim. And you know, being a 5%, came around, sharpened his lessons, taught people, you know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, he wasn't into, you know, nothing that, you know, harm people. You know what I mean? When you deal with that definition of devil, when you say that, you know, the devil is one who negativity not only affect himself, but everybody that come in contact with him. You know, he didn't have nothing like that. You know what I mean? But you know, he didn't have the discipline and shit. You know what I mean? It was, you know, his own demons. He needed to go back to Muslim. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. I seen him the other day. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I seen him the other day, it's funny that this topic came up because it made me think like that. Like, yo, this nigga, he in the army now. Like, this is a motherfucker that literally died. When we said, this nigga used to come, right? He used to come to my crib and shit, and he wouldn't go out hustling with me. Right? After we used to hustle, he used to give me his money to hold. Because that's how a little bit of discipline he has. Like, yo, dog, hold my money for me and shit, man, so I don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Like, he keep a little bit of, you know, do what he doing, but, you know, hold my money for me and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, now he don't do none of that stuff no more, all that lack of discipline shit. He don't do it, you know, to the point where now this nigga's in the fucking military. You know what I'm saying? So he had to do that to save his life. You know what I'm saying? The younger me, I didn't like it, you know what I mean? Because it was one of the things where I felt like you know, you trick, because he was another brother that's like, yo, bro, we walked the land together. Like, word of bond, one of the brothers that he taught just called me the other day, coming to visit.
But let me ask you this, right? Based on what you said, because it sounds like very similar situation, right? Like you went to, you know, Orthodox Islam because you couldn't hold the weight. But then you went to the military, which is like an environment where there's a whole bunch of discipline. So it's just like you just traded like one disciplinary organization for another.
Yeah, but no, he's still Muslim. He got Muhammad on his uniform.
I know, but I'm saying like in the aspect of still like you still in a situation where you need someone to like direct your path for you. If you get what I'm saying, like
that's exactly what I'm saying. Is that he needed that though. See, even though for me, it's like, yo, bro, we out here, man. Like, we out here, guy. We out here amongst the clouds, bro. Fuck you mean, man? Nobody gotta tell me how to do this. I know the blueprint to the universe. But see, everybody ain't got the discipline to stick to the universe, guys. They ain't got the power to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I had to accept that about him to be able to accept his decision. You know what I mean? Because, the old me is just saying, not with us. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'm not going to do it. You decided to go out on the poor part. All I'm saying is don't come back. I'm putting the flaming swords up like the Garden of Eden. Don't come back. You know what I'm saying? But when I see him the other day, you know what I'm saying? I gave him a hug and shit. We kicked it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And just when I looked at him, it was like, yeah, bro, you might not even been alive now. You might not even been alive now if you had stayed 5 and shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes let a person be the best of them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to drag them into this, that they ain't ready. They ain't got the power. Now look, DJ Born Peace, you said you from Raleigh, North Carolina, right? And DJ Flowers, I don't know if I've ever heard Flowers referred to as Grandmaster, but let's Grandmaster Flowers, you're saying, made hip hop in the late 1960s in Brooklyn. Now, for that ridiculous statement, I've had this and I've been refraining. You see, after making that statement, I'm gonna let you know this.
You're the real MVP.
Did you catch that? You want me?
You're the real MVP.
That's who you are. I can't. Hey, listen. I'm not even going to humor. I'm not even going to humor this bullshit. Because listen, bro. Look, man. I'm from New York. There's certain places that you're not going to claim they shit. If hip hop was started in Compton, niggas in South Central would not be saying that the shit started over there without it being no drama.
Somebody trying to say it started someplace.
Yeah, Brooklyn, 1960s. You know what I'm saying? Listen. If hip hop was started on the south side of Chicago, niggas on the north side would not be saying that without it being no drama.
Yeah, word.
So you telling me that Brooklyn allowed motherfuckers from the Bronx to say, yeah, nah, this our shit. And nobody from Brooklyn said nothing. Somebody from Raleigh, North Carolina has to speak up for Brooklyn. Are you serious, man?
Yeah, not in a million years.
Yeah.
He must not be familiar with Brooklyn. He must not know the lay of the land.
You don't know the lay of the land, bro.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, tell him again, Jula TV. DJ Flowers did disco. They always doing disco. That was the popular music of the time. You said there is recordings of DJ Flowers extending breaks? Meaning? There is recordings. Okay, where's these recordings? Let's know. Let's see the primaries. Because you're from Raleigh, North Carolina. See, I'm from the Bronx. I went to high school in Brooklyn. I started going down there when I was 14 years old, every day. So I grew up in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, and of course, I'm stopping by here in Harlem because this is where I got my knowledge. Right? Where's these recordings, G? Because we got recordings of everybody, guys. We got recordings of Kumo D, Ballin, Billy B, all these tapes, bro. And I've been hearing these tapes since the 1970s. Where's these tapes, man?
I need to know too, because I just looked it up and it says this dude was born in 54. So the late 60s, he would have been real young.
He born in 1954. So yeah, I guess in 1965, he's extending breaks already.
How does he make it hip hop?
Exactly, that too. That's what I said. He's extending breaks. What does that mean?
Experiment with a technique.
Did I see Grandmaster Flash on Drink Champs? No, I ain't see Grandmaster Flash on Drink Champs. I seen him on 2 Train. I know, I don't know him like he my man, but I seen Flash around the fucking neighborhood, man. But when he did he address this ridiculery here? This ridiculery? Listen, man. Yeah, this tomfoolery, man.
Can he cite his references?
Hip hop started in the Bronx. The agreed birthday is 1974. There's evidence that hip hop started in 1971 with DJ Mario. No. We know about Mario. Mario is from the East Side. Mario gave African Bambaataa his equipment to throw his first jet. Mario brought flowers to the East Side. See, that's not my area over there, so I don't know exactly if they was in Soundview or Bronx River, but over there, we know about Mario. And they used to party in a junior high school where it's still flyers. It's still flyers for those parties. Where's the flyers for the parties where DJ Flowers was doing hip hop? Yeah, I don't know if I would have watched Drink Champs to see him. I would like to hear him break it all the way down. But could you give us a synopsis right now of what he said? Okay. Where's the tapes, Born Peace? You said DJ Flowers and DJ Pete Jones were the first to extend the breaks, right? All I'm telling you is, first of all, how old are you? Well, this second of all, because I asked you where you from. How old are you? Because if you're in your 70s, I just simply cannot take your word for it. You said Malik said Flash, Hollywood, Herc, and Bam is the Mount Rushmore in his opinion. Okay. So let me ask you this too, Born Peace. If only extending the breaks make that hip hop, right? What about making the breaks? So now I guess you're gonna tell me James Brown is hip hop, because James Brown extended the break before anybody, nigga. That's his whole songs is extended breaks. And that's why his music is so much used in music that uses breaks. There was a clip where James Brown said he really started rap music. He said he would rap at the end of his songs, and the rappers did that throughout. I was shocked when I heard him say that. Hey, but listen, he got a better claim than DJ Flowers. I tell you, I tell you that much. And shout out to DJ Flowers, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking against him. Y'all are the one putting this bullshit. Why that ain't a part of DJ Flowers' story? Like, why DJ Flowers, like all this time, all these people making all this money, why DJ Flowers ain't come out and say, yo, son, you know I started this shit, right? Like, yo, do you know that there's a nigga that he was down with the people that made Twitter? And they kicked him out. He has a Twitter page, and his handle under his name is I started this shit. Wait a minute. You talking about he seen graffiti rock, niggas getting on TV with his shit, and he didn't say nothing? From Brooklyn. Come on, man. Where's the tapes? Where's the tapes, man? The next thing you say better be where the tape is. Or take that Allah off the back of your name. Nah, this is recently. Look, I don't know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But recently, everybody's decided to revise this history, man. Everybody's decided to revise this history. Like it's some things that look that's the history, man. Like look. Matter of fact, let's leave their world alone. But look, it's niggas in New York doing shit that was originated in other places. And when those motherfuckers came out and said, yo, son, you know that started over here, right? Niggas from New York was like, yeah, that's true. Like, see, niggas in New York don't say they started drill music. They got their own version of it or whatever that they call New York drill. But I don't see, this is, I know what it is, man. See, y'all don't like us city slickers, man. Y'all don't like us city slickers, man. Y'all got to take us down a notch. Yeah, you don't like the burnt down Bronx being the foundation of hip hop? Listen, you ain't got a choice. And then look, when he said, when you going to pick the burnt down Brooklyn? Niggas act like it wasn't no fires in Brownsville and Bed-Stuy. Nigga, for you. Who you talking about? So yeah, I guess he's done. I guess he's done making these ridiculous assertions. You know, and look. Shout out to DJ Flowers, man. You know what I'm saying? This other brother that you talked about, I don't know if I heard his name before. You know what I mean? But shout out to DJ Flowers, you know what I'm saying? Because brothers did go to his jams. You know what I'm saying? You know, in no way am I saying that DJ Flowers wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know, hip hop come from New York City culture. So a lot of different things that was going on in New York, right, became a part of hip hop, whether it became a part of the lyrics or whether it became a part of the style. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so he's come with he said Grandmaster Flowers, Brooklyn Park Jam. Okay, and what am I gonna see here when I see this? What am I supposed to see here? Yeah, but what am I seeing here? Are you saying because if your point is that he was doing parties outside, right? That don't make it hip hop. So where's this video? Or because what I'm seeing right here, it says Brooklyn Park Jam 1979. First 2 minutes. All of these things that say Brooklyn Park Jam say 1979. So wait, you said YouTube? Did you say that specifically? No, you just said search Grandmaster Flowers, Brooklyn Park. Okay, so I've searched it and it says 1979, brother. So you got something else? Where's this? Where's this? You said he was DJing in middle school? Okay. Brother, you made that statement and then I asked you for a source. You said Brooklyn Park Jam DJ Grandmaster Flowers. What came up is from 1979. Do you have something else? Yeah, hold on. Let me try to help you out here. I'm gonna put Grandmaster Flowers, Brooklyn, 1960s. Let me try to help. Okay, so right here, I guess this helps you, right? It says DJ Flowers hailed from the Farragut houses in Brooklyn, and his name first appeared in graffiti tags on walls around the mid-60s, often as Flowers and Dice. His debut as a DJ likely came around this time too, but it isn't until the late 60s that we have flyers and firsthand accounts showing the DJ Grandmaster Flowers in full effect. Let's see if we can find something that says hip hop. It says here, this was an interesting time in the development of DJing as venues weren't yet built out with their own sound systems. So often the importance of a DJ was half on his skill and record collection and half on his sound system. Grandmaster Flowers came about at a time when DJ really was still in its infancy as an art, and he was a pioneer on the wave of a lot of innovations. He was in that first wave of mobile DJs in the 60s as venues looked to transition to DJs from live bands. Both Flowers and King Charles looked to be on the crest of that first wave. He even became the opening DJ for James Brown's Yankee Stadium show in 1968. At the end of the 60s, he was one of the first people to play club music from a sound system during Carnival instead of traditional Caribbean instruments. Both Flowers and Starlight Disco played Carnival, and in this way brought the West Indian community and African American community together and paved the way for the more modern New York Carnival style. So I guess this is a first-hand account of somebody who knows him. Say, if you didn't know about that arrogance and you listened to the music and you were into the funk, the West Coast stuff, the rock stuff, you really thought he was godlike fantastic. So if you were into funk, the West Coast stuff, the rock stuff, you really thought that Flowers was the. You said Flowers died in 1992. So what you saying? Hip hop wasn't big. Like he had no idea that hip hop was rolling by 1992. Like by 1992, he was unaware of hip hop to say that, yeah, I'm really the father of all this shit. Is that what you condemn? Is that what you contend? So you said from a DJ perspective, Grandmaster Flowers is the father. Okay. So from every other perspective in reality, he's not. That's you know, if that perspective, that's good. That's good. You said Flash started scratching? No, I don't think so. I'm fairly sure Grand Wizard Theodore came up with scratching. So see, you don't know what you're talking about, even with some DJ shit. So that's what I'm saying. These niggas from around my way, bro. Listen, I'm pretty sure. Let me see if we can Google that, man. Because this thing here, so far, I'm looking at this. It don't say not one thing about hip hop.
Yeah, from what I seen is Grand Wizard Theodore.
Yeah, Grand Wizard Theodore. See, God, listen, man. What y'all know as hip hop now that's what we was doing. Like these people is not unknown and shit. These is not like he's talking. I seen this documentary. I seen the nigga, man. I know what Grand Wizard Theodore rest at. Yeah, I don't take it as disrespect. We just watching you disrespect yourself. You know what I'm saying? But what I will tell you is I ain't never calling you a lot. What's your real name? Is this your DJ name? This your DJ name like Flash or something. You know what I mean? DJ enough. What's your real name? See, because you tell me all about lessons and stuff, but I see how you really deal. I see how you really deal. I see what knowledge means to you and what perspective and emotions mean to you.
Nah, it's part of like what being a big head scientist means when it's like you just take in too much information and you don't try to fact find and clarify all of the information that you're taking in.
Yeah. But see, God, that's when we can't use you. See, listen, in the history of cinema, son, there's never been a line like, what can we, the Lords, do with a punk like you? There's never been a line like that, G. We don't have a spot for you, man. You know how motherfucker you go to apply for a job so yeah, we ain't got no openings, man. What skills you got? Oh, that's what you do? Yeah, nah, we don't need that. So see, if you see how he examined this, how's he examining the lessons, God? This the same kind of nigga that's going to tell you that the knowledge comes from Chicago and Noble Drew Ali. This the kind of nigga that says, man. I had a cat call me up. Look, I haven't spoken to him since. He called me up to tell me that the knowledge is really from Detroit. I didn't have motherfuckers tell me the knowledge is really from Danville, Virginia. All this dumb shit, God. Based on what he's saying, when did this nation start, God? The first time somebody did something that you can slightly affiliate with us?
Man, we got the mind of Allah, so all that other stuff don't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah, this nigga here talking about he opened up for James Brown in 1968 and 1969. What do that got to do with hip hop?
See, what he's trying to do is he's trying to take whatever that man did in his career and attribute it to hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I was a security guard in 1962, but it's like, my man, you was a security guard somewhere else or doing something else. It's like the two don't mix. Like,
Two don't mix. See, what you can't do, right, is see, look, at some point, right, we all stopped being sperm, right? It became a person. But yeah, we could be traced back to that sperm. Is elements of who we are, did that exist inside that sperm? Yeah, but what about the growth and development since then? See, we became something way more than that. So you saying that DJing, right? People was DJing, that don't mean you was being a hip hop DJ. So if you talking about in terms of people, because blending records is old. Blending records is before hip hop. It's really the cutting and the scratching. That's what really comes unique to hip hop, and really the blending in with the timing being perfectly right. Because see, you still ain't tell us how old you was. Cause see, I've been to parties before it was hip hop parties. You know, before it was, you know, all extended out. And even the hip hop parties, right? I was going to hip hop parties before it was enough hip hop records to last for a whole party. Okay, look, this is your last chance, boy. Or whatever your real name is. How old are you? What's your physical degree?
If you want to hear.
Huh? But you know, look, you entertain me. You entertain. It was entertaining. I just want to see what you had to say, man. Because you know what I noticed? You don't even hear motherfuckers from Brooklyn saying that. Like people who existed, was alive in Brooklyn, going to parties at that time. I've never heard one of them say that. And it's the 5%. So, you know, I know a lot of motherfuckers from Brooklyn that was around at that time. This nigga, who you said the first MC was KC, the Prince of Soul? Nah, bro. The first MC is Coca La Rock, nigga. You said you worked with the older Earth from Brooklyn who told me she was at a Flowers party back in the late 1960s. I don't get ready, bro. So look, everybody remember this name. If we see this guy back in here, y'all make sure I kick him out immediately. But look, before you go, let you know one more time.
You the real MVP.
Wait, I ain't do it the right way. This particular way I got it. Oh, there we go. Sayonara. So, you know, got that. Yeah. Hopefully next time he come back, man, he, you know, maybe he'll be asking something about the knowledge, you know. Other than that, can't call it. So, man, you know, we here. It's just, I didn't realize it was even this late. So we about to raise up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that made it this far. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all was entertained, you know, as well as educated. You know, we had a little supplemental. We had a little supplemental episode last week, so we see what happens. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, between time, I don't know if because y'all know Encyclopedia Brown. Encyclopedia Brown, he does the he do his rhyming or whatever. So, you know, maybe he'll be in the background. Maybe he'll be in the background while we go out. We're gonna throw on the Soul Brother number 1 once again here. Number 7 that is, because James Brown Soul Brother number 1. But like I said, do each one, teach one. Hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and see you when I see you.